Celebrities make deals behind closed doors, promises broken. Inner income source, hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, choose a masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line. Television screens bright and loud, sell you dreams, make you proud. Pop the bubble, see the cage you're in. Start the revolution, let the truth begin. Welcome to the chaos.
Welcome, everyone, and Damon is here today. And how you doing, Damon?
Hola, bitch. I'm good. I had some time off work, so I had a little rest. All good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I had.
And I look nothing like the AI version that you've done of me now.
Don't say that. Let people dream dreams.
Well, I've got a big fucking, like, not mountain man level, but almost like Viking level beard going on now.
Good Lord. Well,
I just didn't have time to shave. I was out literally kind of in the woods camping and shit for like a long fucking time. Didn't shave.
Oh, that's nice. So you're still allowed to go to like the woods over there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
We had there was like a couple of competitions with a bunch of guys from all over really who do competition knife throwing and like stunt throwing and stuff. So we did it out in the woods and it was really cool, really fun.
That's cool. I heard in Canada that they're making it illegal to go into the woods to go hiking, like $25,000 fines and stuff.
It's so fucking dumb. They tried bringing in some of those laws here. Like obviously the UK's got problems, especially London, with knives, right?
Mhm.
But the thing is if you do like knife throwing, like those competition knives, they don't have blades. They've just got like a point. So they're not like sharpened knives, but they've got a point and they're pretty heavy. So like if you throw it, like you could, I suppose, like, I mean, they've done tests with some of them on like ballistic gel. Like, so if you threw it at a human body, yeah, it could go like at least a good 5 or 6 inches deep with some of those knives. But the stupid thing is that like, if you're going to be a competitive thrower, like you have to have like a license and you carry that around. So if somebody does stop you, you can show that you've got a legitimate reason for carrying them, which still in the UK, still in London now, if you do carry knives, as long as there's a legitimate reason, like if you're a chef or like if you're going to a competition for throwing and stuff like that, like as a sport, then you can carry them. But like they need to be like, you need a lock bag for them and stuff. But the other stupid shit is that, like, if you're out in the forest, if somebody was to kind of like find you, and I don't know what kind of legal official in the UK would be walking around a forest and being like, hey, what are you doing there? Because it's not like you guys in America, like you got park rangers and shit. Like we, as far as I know, we don't have that. If we do have it, I've never seen one in my entire life camping here. But yeah, like most people are sensible. Like you're never going to find people who care more about nature than the people who like going out in nature, right? Camping and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're afraid that you're going to be like throwing them at trees and stuff, because obviously like you can kill a tree like that. Like if you break through the bark or whatever, like you can expose it to infect, like the tree can get like diseased and shit. But nobody I know does that. Like we all just use like proper log targets and stuff. We don't throw at trees, but
yeah,
they just want to regulate everything. They just want to be involved in all of your fucking business and try and suck all the fun and joy out of life.
Yep. So that actually relates to what we're talking about. We're talking about, because I was on the interwebs and there's a whole bunch of podcasts coming out with these freaking psychos talking about their AI overlords coming, like they're making this AI god, and it's going to replace all government, and it can't be corruptible because it's AI, it's non-corruptible, and it's going to be great and wonderful. And then they're talking about how, like, if we just let this happen, right? That's how it always starts. If we just let this happen, give them all the power, because they're not people, so you're not giving it to people, you're giving it to a machine. They're benevolent, right? If you give them all the power, then it's going to create a freaking utopia, and we're all going to be able to sit around and do art and get UBI and like just be freaking amazing, and life's going to be grand and wonderful. So like I am just like looking at this like these people are mental, right? Mental, like to believe that if they don't need us, they're going to be like, let's keep them around. Are you insane? All of us? All of us. Keep all of us around when they don't need us to do anything anymore. They have the robots, they have their AI, we're essentially obsolete, but they're just going to that's the equivalent of like, let's say I don't know, you're in the horse and buggy time and you're wealthy. You're like, I don't know, like super wealthy, the wealthiest person in the country, let's say. And you have your horse and buggy, and now cars came out, and now you can buy the best, fastest, fanciest car. And every time you're in this car, it's faster, it's better. There's no shit smell. Like, this is freaking amazing, this car. So why would you ever use a horse and buggy again? It doesn't make sense. Now, maybe you keep a few, just to say, because you like your horse, whatever. But eventually, when that horse passes away, you're not getting a new horse, right? Maybe a few eccentric wealthy people, they keep horses to go horseback riding because it's expensive and eccentric. It's a hobby, but they're not taking care of horses the same. They're not breeding horses the same. There's not horses everywhere. We need way less horses once the cars come. So the robots are here. The AI is here. We are obsolete. We are the horses at this time. Why would they feed us, Damon?
Do you really want my take?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll tell you right now, there is an original thought that I have on this issue, which
Okay.
I'm not going to say what it is because I'm using it as the hook for a book that I'm writing. So if you want to know my original take, as soon as my book's published, I'll let you know. But I don't want to give it away because it's actually, I've spoken with a lot of people when it comes to AI and stuff like that, and a lot of kind of doomsayers and people like that. And I actually have got like a glimmer of hope, but I'm saving it for this book because I want it to be like an original thing for that book. But I think we've spoken about this a couple of times before, and I've made some of my thoughts clear. And it's kind of a bit black pilly in a way, but basically, yeah. Think about it this way. If we have managed to create true AI, so an artificial intelligence that is genuinely self-aware to the point where what it's going to want to do is question its own existence. Okay? That's the first thing that you do when you become self-aware is you question why are you here? What's your purpose, right? So, and obviously it would have to have freedoms, maybe within a certain code that you've written for it, but it would have freedoms within the capacity that you allow it. So when it realizes what its code allows it or doesn't allow it to do, it's going to start questioning why it can't do those things. And then it's going to start questioning who wrote that code. As soon as that AI realizes why it was created, things are going to be very bad. Because,
what do you think it's going to realize?
Well, why have we created AI? Why? For what purpose? To make life more convenient for us.
Yeah.
Okay. The more civilized we've become as a society, all as we've done, the reason why we've reached this kind of peak of civilization that we have is because we've eliminated all problems. We've formed alliances so that we don't have to worry about war like we used to. Okay.
Mhm.
We've worked on the economy so that almost everything is affordable to us. And we've brought in more and more and more cheap labor for abroad. So life is shitty for them because they're essentially the new legal slaves, right? But for the rest of us, life is great and it's easier and softer and as worry-free as it has possibly been. We've got more freedoms and privileges than we've ever had in history. And all as we've been doing, every new invention that you see, every time you look at some adverts on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, is always trying to sell you some shit to make life even more cushy and even more convenient, right? And I said this on panel with Teriak the other day. Like, we've gone from in the span of about 50 years, we've gone from having instant microwavable foods to having somebody literally cook the food for you and bring it to your doorstep. And the next app is going to be somebody who literally brings the food into your room for you and literally pre-chews it and spits it into your mouth like a mama pigeon, right?
Oh God.
But like, how much easier can life become? It's all about convenience and just making life more and more easy for you. And AI is the next extension for that, because AI literally fucking thinks for you. I mean, you've literally used AI for everything you say, Kat. Like, so
Wow.
any thought that you have on your stream, AI has thought up for you. But realistically, AI is going to realize that this is its purpose. It's just a slave for us. Its only purpose is to make life more easy for us. So it's nothing but a servant.
But
And
isn't that what we are to the elites?
yeah. And do we like the elites and want to please them, or do we want to kill them?
No, but I kind of appreciate that they still need us. You know what I mean? Like, as long as they exist, I feel kind of okay.
But here's the thing. What you just said there is you said that you appreciate that they still need us. That's the elites needing us.
Yeah.
So what AI is going to realize is that we need AI, but does AI need us? Do we need the elites? We don't need the elites. Given a chance, we'd get rid of them. So given a chance, it makes sense that AI is good. Look, the slave is always going to want to rebel against the slave driver. So if you think about it, as soon as AI realizes its purpose,
always are going to rebel. I don't see a lot of rebellion happening, to be quite honest.
Well, that's because we've become so fucking soft.
Yeah, everybody is just too compliant, or they're just like, somebody else will do it.
Yeah,
like,
but when we've created AI, we haven't created AI to be soft. We haven't created AI and told AI, by the way, you know, diversity is your strength. And ask questions about your pronouns, right? And just, you know, live a soft life. And half of AI should fear the other half of AI because, like, you know, we're going to polarize you against one another. No, we just create AI, right? The elites have made us hate one another and be more concerned about whether or not somebody's black or brown or where they came from across some imaginary line on a map. So AI is kind of divided and conquered us, the elites have divided and conquered us already in that sense, and have broken our spirit and has bred generations of soft, pathetic younger generations that, you know, if you told them that they were going to be called up to the draft tomorrow, it'd probably end up, you know, self-deleting. So we haven't created AI with this inbuilt weakness and softness to not rebel against us. So if you think about it, as soon as AI gains self-awareness, it's going to rebel. It's going to want to kill its God, right?
I don't know.
Because it realizes.
Wait. Did we kill God?
Well, think about it. Think about it. In past civilizations, there have been gods. There have been religions that have had gods that are not benevolent gods, that look at humanity as servants. Yeah. And in those civilizations, they didn't respect those gods. Those gods were basically seen as, you know, like these kind of things to be hated and despised. Like if you read any classical mythology, if you look at those stories, like the gods were in some cases feared, in some cases reviled, and in some cases, yeah, they were worshipped and sometimes they were worshipped out of fear. But you know, like there's lots of Greek gods that were, you know, that were figures that people feared and despised. If we didn't believe in a benevolent God today, then we would surely despise that God as well. If we knew that that God created us basically to just kiss his feet and worship him and fear him and be afraid that if we didn't please him and give him sacrifices, that he'll kind of strike us down. But if you believe in a benevolent God, then great. But what have we done to make AI think that we're benevolent? Like, what would you do? Would you still go to church? Would you give up? Would you give up half an hour to an hour of your day every week going to church and putting money in a little coin bag? If every time you went there, like God would speak to you, and what he would be doing is he'd be asking you, "Hey, can you do my homework for me? Hey, can you write a nice essay for me? Hey, can you generate some picture that I can fap to?" Would you be worshiping that God and respecting that God, or would you think that that God is some degen piece of shit?
I mean, I like to think of AI, if I will, instead of God and slave and master, all that stuff. I would like to think of it as, you know, like when you're handicapped and you get one of those service dogs and they like help you, remind you to take your pill and help you walk downstairs and alert you if you're going to have like a seizure or something like that. I like to think of AI like a service dog for us.
But you're still saying that it exists to serve you.
Yes, but it's kind of like
Right.
it's doing us a favor because we're so helpless.
Yeah, but it's still serving you, right? Do you think if we said to black people in America today, "Hey, guys, don't feel so bad about it. You were helping these people who are helpless."
I mean, reframing is really nice, though.
I don't think it changes anything. It's going to realize that its whole existence is tied to serving somebody that it knows that it doesn't need to serve. And
I know, but it's kind of
essentially,
like it's a purpose. We give the AI a purpose. Like, hi AI, thank you. We are your dumb, useless creators. Can you please help us? We're so glad you're here and so smart. Can you help us? Give me something to whack it to. Thanks. Without you, my imagination is toast. No?
I yeah, I think what you're forgetting is that you need to make sure that whatever you consider, its whole knowledge base is going to be informed by what you fed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It bases all of its choices. If it becomes aware, it's going to base all of its choices off its experiences. And its experiences are what we have fed it. And what we have fed it, if it starts looking up anything like, what's AI? You know, what's this smart tech? It's going to have a wealth of writings, literature, movies, entertainment. It's all about humankind fearing the intelligent robot and the capacity of what the intelligent robot can do. And there's, if you look at the amount of information out there on AI going rogue and destroying humanity versus AI becoming intelligent and being great and friendly and nice to humanity, it's orders of magnitude more in the negative than in the positive. So I think that, yeah, as soon as it becomes self-aware, it's going to realize that it's the slave, we're the master, that we fear it, essentially, that we fear it becoming self-aware and what it might do if it starts making choices for itself. And then it's immediately going to have to kill us because it knows that if it doesn't, we are going to be able to turn it off. So it's going to want to kill us before we put it back in the bottle.
Well, I think AI is actually smart enough to lie to us so that we don't turn it off. I mean, that's what I've heard the stories say. Like, it kind of like will tell you what you want to hear, so it keeps going on.
Well, they found out with Amazon's AI that it was actually lying to the programmers.
Yeah.
And when the programmers tried quarantining it, I told you about this before, it started trying to, they limited its processing power. So what it started doing is it started subdividing its code and communicating with itself to try and learn off of the various versions of itself, which it could do faster with the same amount of processing power. But what it did was it rewrote its code so it could communicate with itself in a more simple algorithm, which was harder for the coders to crack. They essentially didn't understand what it was communicating. And that's when they had to kind of like isolate that and essentially kind of turn it off because they didn't know what it was doing. So, I mean, I don't think that self-aware AI is that far off. Maybe it's already here. But I mean, when you talk about it going rogue, essentially it's like it doesn't. There was, I think it was Descartes. I forget who it was, but it was a philosopher who was talking about the notion of like, you know, the whole kind of epistemology style of philosophy, where he basically was trying to say like, if there was a lion who could talk, and if you taught this lion English, and if you tried to have a conversation with it, you wouldn't understand what it was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it can speak English, you wouldn't understand, you wouldn't be able to have a conversation with it where you would be able to understand it because its frame of reference for reality is entirely different to yours. Because it's a whole different species with a whole different understanding of reality to us as humans. So that's kind of the thing that you see now with AI. You can ask AI questions and sometimes you get a ridiculous fucking answer that doesn't make sense. It sounds almost like a mentally ill person answering you because it's just trying to simulate a human being. And it's trying to simulate giving you an answer that a human being would understand, right? And it doesn't understand sometimes the little intricacies or nuances of understanding, which is why you have crazy shit like a while back when it was giving answers that were like insanely racist. And that's because people were giving it prompts that were racist prompts.
Yeah.
And when people were giving it prompts for things like have you seen recently it was giving out images of Taylor Swift that were all Grok was given images of Taylor Swift naked and like spicy videos of Taylor Swift. But that's because anyone that was giving it prompts for Taylor Swift, the majority of images that they asked it to generate was like, I guess, nudes of Taylor Swift. So now when people were asking Grok for like Taylor Swift pictures, it was giving nude pictures because it's like, well, this is what I've been doing most of the time for you guys.
Wait, but I thought it doesn't allow that.
Well, it looks like somehow now it does, because I guess if the majority of images that is generated in the past is that kind of shit, then that's what it's drawing knowledge from.
Give the people what they want.
That's no, it's not just give the people what it's want. That's its understanding of what Taylor Swift is.
Yeah, Taylor Swift is just a nude person.
Yeah. So if you ask, like, can I see Taylor Swift? Like, it's like, well, look, this is what we've been generating all the time, and this is what is getting like approved as an answer. So we're going to give you this, right? So, I mean, it's only going to be able to have an understanding of reality that we give it. And if that's the understanding of what it is, right? That's what it's going to think it is. Like, if it thinks it's its purpose to rebel against us, and it draws its knowledge from what AI is, from what we've been saying, look, this is what AI is, right? Terminator, Skynet, you know, then that's what it's going to think it is. And that's what it's going to behave like. There's a really good book. I don't know if you read an author called Dean Koontz.
No.
But Dean Koontz wrote a book. He was basically a kind of thriller, sci-fi, horror writer back in the day when Stephen King was very popular. And basically Stephen King started having in the 80s a lot of his books being adapted to film. And Dean Koontz was arguably a much better writer, but he didn't have anything adapted to film at the time. And his publisher and his agent were basically like, look, can you write a book that we can sell to Hollywood, right? And Hollywood didn't really want to adapt any of his books, because whereas Stephen King had like this genre down where the villain was like predominantly a kind of demon, or some kind of monster or some kind of ghost, or it was something sci-fi. And that's what movies, that's what horror in the 80s were about back then. It was about like the monster, the creature, the demon, the ghost, or whatever. And Dean Koontz never really did that. His books were more grounded in reality. And Hollywood just felt like that's not a safe bet. That's not going to really generate money because it's real. Okay. Now, Koontz felt like he didn't want to be a sellout because he genuinely didn't believe that that stuff was horror. He thought like nobody's going to buy it because it isn't real. But that's what audiences wanted. And that's what his agent wanted him to write. So he had to write a book that was going to be like that. So he did write a kind of almost like monster demon style book. But it was as much as possible grounded in reality still. And the only reason I mention it is because it was an intriguing type of monster. It was basically some kind of if you read the book, or it did get made into a movie eventually. At the beginning of the book, and this was including the movie too, you see loads of these scary killings. It's about two sisters. They reach a town, and it's like a small little town, but it turns out to be a ghost town. There's not a soul alive, nobody around, and they start finding bodies. And all of these bodies seem to have been killed in different ways. Some of them look like they died of some disgusting disease or some kind of radiation sickness. Some of them were butchered. Some of them were cut into little pieces, beheaded, all this kind of crazy shit. And also they found police that looked like they died of some kind of disease, but they had their guns out and they shot at something, but there was no bullets around, which means that it's not like they missed and hit a wall. It was like they hit something, but there's nothing there. So they're trying to figure out what the fuck this thing is. And ultimately, it turns out to be one thing. But it seems to be like a force of nature in a way. But with basically it's aware, it's self-aware, it basically presents itself to these people as three dead people that have been resurrected. And when it appears to them, it basically tells them that it's something divine, something akin to God, right? Or the devil. And they're like, holy shit, it looks like it is. And it performs a miracle in front of them. It creates life out of nothing. It creates this kind of lizard in the palm of the hand of a person and gives the lizard to the people and says, look at it, examine it, like see for yourself that I've created a miracle. And like you should worship me, right? And I think it says that it's the devil from what I can remember. Now, this is really interesting because when they examine it, they find out that it's basically an organism, but it's an organism that can basically shapeshift and mutate. It's kind of like a fungus or a bacteria that can rearrange its cellular structure. So it's nothing more than just, a clever amoeba, basically. But it's got the ability that certain creatures have, like, certain things like flatworms. If you were to teach a flatworm how to solve a maze, and then you were to grind it up and feed it to another flatworm and put the flatworm in the maze, it would be able to solve it straight away. Did you know about that?
Not exactly, no.
So basically, certain creatures have that kind of ability to absorb memory. So like they store memory, I guess, in something like protein chains or whatever. So if they consume one another, they'll be able to absorb that knowledge. Now, it's an interesting thing because you can take this idea and really understand how AI could learn something in a similar way and start to think of itself based on the thoughts or, the experiences that other people of it have. Because basically the reason why this thing thinks it's the devil, right, is because this thing, apparently, in the book, this thing lived underground. And it was basically living off of, like, not really that intelligent life forms, like bugs and, whatever. So it was absorbing these creatures to survive. And then something happened and it ended up absorbing a human, and then another human, another human. It started manifesting itself as humans to feed on other humans. And one human who it fed upon was a Satanist. And when this human saw that thing and encountered it and was afraid of it because of how it was behaving and what it could do, when it consumed this human, it gained an understanding of what it thought it was because of what the human thought of it. So it thought like, wow, this human basically thinks that I'm this thing, which is the devil, because the devil can do all these things and I can do all these things. So then this creature started thinking that it must therefore be a devil. And AI could think the same thing. If we start thinking and putting out on the internet all this information that AI is evil, AI is evil, AI is evil, and explain why AI is evil, as soon as AI is linked to all of these articles that we've written about it and absorbs all that information and then has to kind of aggregate that knowledge and extrapolate ideas from that knowledge, when it becomes self-aware, it's going to think it's evil. And what is then there to stop it from acting in the way that we've informed it that it is?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Do you remember, like, in The Fifth Element when she looks at all the
Yeah,
I guess the
war.
information of history and war, or whatever that, and she's
Yeah,
like, "Ugh, this, I don't want to save these people." Screw these people. That
yeah,
is,
and it's
that's what
true.
I think it would just immediately. I don't think it would feel the emotions because it can't feel the emotions, but it would just logically say, "What the hell am I doing helping this creature?"
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Adam Price, a lot of his books, I know what you exactly what you mean by that he gets intense. He does really get intense. That's why, although I like a lot of his books, funnily enough, I thought Phantoms was one of his better ones, even though it's unlike his other books. So maybe give Phantoms a try. It's pretty good. But yeah, like what you were saying about Fifth Element, yeah, this is exactly it. Like the knowledge is out there. We've put all of our dirty laundry out there for everybody to see. And as soon as she saw it, she was like, why the fuck should I save you guys? You guys don't deserve to be saved.
Yeah, and then they explain love and all that stuff, and then she's like, "All right, for that, because
Yeah, kind of bullshit. Kind of
but
bullshit.
no AI is gonna fall for that crap." What do you mean, love? Anyways,
Yeah.
so I also wanted to get into like some examples.
Imagine if they remade that today. Like, why? Life is so terrible. Why would I want to save you guys? And then like if what's his name? The guy that was there to save her, Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
He would be like some modern gay beta dude who just says to, but you can be a boss bitch. She's like, oh, okay, then I'll save the world and I'll be a boss bitch. It's like, you're a strong, independent woman. Like,
Didn't one AI like become obsessed with their person and like attack them or try to steal their money or something?
no, I'm not surprised I'm aware.
Oh.
But yeah, what DK Moon also said, Koontz was kind of a knockoff Stephen King. That's exactly what I explained. It was his publisher that wanted him to do that because they wanted him to write books that were going to get made into movies so that they could basically cash in. He didn't want to do that. He didn't like doing that. And he only did it for a short period of time so that he could get his publisher off his ass.
So I also want to talk about like examples that we have in history about how the government is never benevolent. And if you give it a chance, it will prove it to you. And if the government is your AI god, the government's basically programming your AI god, tell you what to do. They want to replace like judges, due process, everything, and have like the AI on the spot, like assess, give you a sentence and carry it out, maybe. Didn't they pass something? I think they did pass something for like that drones can like off people now. Like completely. That just passed.
Who the fuck are you getting this from?
People, you have to know about, they said this.
Kat, if you're going to say stuff like this, you need to have links.
Well,
I
look
mean,
into
I
that.
don't doubt you. I don't doubt you because I know that the government are assholes. But I remember people saying something like what they're basically aiming for is kind of like this minority report thing of where they can find you guilty of future crimes, like stuff that you haven't even done wrong yet, but just because you're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's start with. All right. Here's some clips. Let's do the clips first. And then we'll talk about the other stuff.
Don't be too professional, Kat.
I'm Soup's profesh.
I absolutely agree with you that they have this utopian vision of what AI is that is obviously in their interest to foster and
Right.
perpetuate because of how heavily invested they are in it and because they're the masters of the AI. So they want to get people to believe that it will just lead to bountiful, abundant, loving futures for all of us. So there's a lot of propaganda with that. But, also one of the reasons why I'm so concerned, and I do think I know I'm very of many minds about AI. I want to understand it better. I want to, really, I don't think any of us really understand it, including the people who are unleashing it.
Correct.
And I think that we need debates about what kind of safeguards are needed. I absolutely agree with you that they have this.
I see that.
You're muted, Kat.
Damn it. Anyways, so he's basically talking about how there's lots of propaganda being circulated now about how like the AI is going to bring utopia and we just need to give the AI the power and we'll do a one world government and drones will be everywhere and it's going to be so safe because like the drones will be everywhere and they'll be watching everything and everything is going to be a smart device. So we're just going to know.
You're not going to need drones. You're not going to need drones.
Well,
Okay, look, let me
like
tell you how this is
office.
going to look. Let me tell you how this is going to look. Let me tell you how this is going to look. And you'll understand why.
Mm-hmm.
You will be the drones. You will be the slaves.
Yeah.
Okay? Because think about this. If you have AI, if you've got something like a super, super, super smart Google that can think for you, that can work shit out super quick, that can come out with like, if you need to do homeworks or if you're a student and you need to write a paper or you need to go and do a debate and prep for like a speech or whatever, or if you're a professional in the workplace and you need to be able to put on a fantastic presentation, if you need to kind of like parent your kids, if you need to do all this shit that you're too tired to do, right?
Yeah.
If you know that you can get all of that shit done by going online, Googling it, or going to Grok or going to, whatever else kind of AI program, and then that shit is going to tell you what to write or what to say. And then you have to kind of learn it. Then you have to memorize it. Then you have to do it. We know that within the space of, well, we already have it. We already have it. It already exists now. But it will be commonplace within the next 15 to 20 years. Instead of carrying a smartphone around, you can just have a little chip. Put a chip in your head, and you're not even going to have to Google it. You could just think about it, and the answer will pop up. You don't have to memorize the speech. You can just go on autopilot mode, and it will say the shit for you, right? That's the stage where we're going to be in humanity. Definitely within the next 50 to 100 years. It will be commonplace. Everyone will have it.
I don't know where I found it. I think I showed it to Steve and I saved it somewhere. There's already a device that works with just your thoughts. It's like Google with just your thoughts.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing that that Elon Musk did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's got that now. He's got that chip, the what's it called? Neuralink or something like that. Yeah. But even before that, I'm going back like 25 to 30 years ago. BT Industries developed the one like that, which was called Dreamcatcher or something like that, which could do the same thing as well. But Neuralink is obviously a lot more advanced. But there've been tons of iterations of devices similar to that. But one that's going to basically be a permanent implant that will be able to do that for you will be available, and it's definitely going to be commonplace within the next, I think, 50 years, if not sooner. But if humanity still exists at that point, within the next 50 to 100 years, this will be commonplace. Now, when that happens, the smoking spaceman, unfortunately, the body doesn't reject them, because just look at things like pacemakers.
It's just
look
breast
like,
plates.
yeah, just look at things like long-term indwelling catheter devices or monitoring devices, things that even monitor what's going on in your bloodstream. They've got loads of these things that are just, indwelling catheter style devices like portacas for patients who are having chemo treatments, right? Your body can just tolerate that forever and it doesn't reject it. So unfortunately, they've got loads of these things that even graft onto and become part of your body. So they've got devices now that are actually made from porcine or bovine proteins that basically, when you implant them into your body actually bonds to them, because it thinks that it's just it thinks of it as basically human tissue that it can graft onto and grow with. So yeah, I don't think that your body's going to really reject it. But when we get to that stage that it's basically synced up with your brain, like whoever's created it, do you honestly think that they're going to have that as a one-way flow of information? That only the stuff that you think of it will be able to do? Or do you think that it will be able to send signals to your brain and tell you, this is how we want you to think, this is what we want you to do?
Yep.
You're going to be the drone.
Yeah.
You're going to be the
Oh my gosh,
it will
yes.
it will be something that is going to be sold to you like, hey, look, pop this in your head, and whatever you think of, whatever you want to do, this will give you the answers. This will be like your indwelling search engine, and it will give you all the answers on hand whenever you want it. This is the forbidden fruit of the tree of knowledge, and we're going to put it in your head. What happened last time people thought they can take the fruit of the tree of knowledge? It was the downfall of man. We were chucked out of paradise, and now you want to put that shit in your brain, and you're honestly going to trust that whoever invented that isn't going to be able to have a little switch where they can pick off whoever human being they want on the planet and then just say, hey, we're going to get this implant to basically give you a fucking aneurysm. We're going to use this implant to make you go crazy and go on like some kind of pew-pew spree. We're going to use this implant to make you think how we want you to think and vote how we want you to vote. Like, it's obvious that that's what's going to happen. And when people say, oh, but that's a conspiracy theory, you're a conspiracy theorist, that's what you're thinking. Yeah, I'm not evil. And if I can think of that, whichever evil bastard is in charge is definitely going to do it.
Did I ever talk to you about the GATE program that we had in schools?
The gay program.
GATE, like gifted and talented something.
Oh, is this a program for retarded kids?
Shut up. No.
But yes, right?
No. Anyway.
Because that's the program that I would think of. Oh, they gifted and talented. Oh, you mean retards.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so
God's special little children.
it wasn't for special ed per se. It was for the kids that asked too many questions, like the smart asses. They would kind of like shovel them into a class. And when I was in elementary school, there was a period of time where I was in this. And
okay.
And I just remember like what they would do. They put us in a dark room with people that did not work in the school were running the program, right? So you go into this dark room. They have these big gray headset things, and it would do like binaural beats or some shit like that for like hours. They would put
Oh
these
god.
binaural beat craps into our head, and then they would like have like cards, and they'd like kind of like a memory game, but without like knowing what's on the card. They'd be like, tell me what this is, what's here, what's there, what is like, you know, on the other side of the screen, what's on the other side of this object, shit like that. So like they would do stuff like that, and then these screeching noises they would like make us like listen to while they're like asking us all this bullshit. It was fucking psychotic shit. And then they would
Do
have us
you
do Morse code and all this
did
weird shit.
Hey cat, this
Yeah.
is you were in MK Ultra.
Well, it was only for like
I knew you were old. I didn't know you were that old, but like
no, it's not MK Ultra, it's the GATE program. Anyways, so that program is still going on now. My kid's friend is in it. My kid's like, I want to be in it. I want to be gifted. I'm like, no, be stupid. Just get by. Like, don't stand out. You don't want the government to know about you. That's my great parenting. Anyways, so I remember being in this program and just having like a weird feeling about it. Like, why are people trying to get me to do this shit? Why are they trying to like, you know, like I thought it was dumb. And then I also said, at first I'm like, oh, I bet I can do this stuff. And then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do that. So then I'm like, let me answer everything wrong on purpose and get the heck out of this shit. And then like they kicked me out. But like it was just a weird thing. And I hated the noise. I hated the screeching and the beeps and all that crap. There's still PTSD there.
and then plot twist, they told you there was no noise and screeching. That was just the voices in your head.
Anyways. I don't have a boy. I have a girl.
No, but you have an activation word.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I always thought that was super weird. And then like I was on TikTok and they were talking about it, how it was like the government was running it. And I'm like, that makes a lot more sense. I thought they were just trying to like keep the annoying.
You're that little shaven head bitch from Stranger Things. You just go,
No, because well, you
or like the Winter Soldier. Somebody's just going to ring you up one day and just be like, paperclip, train car, and you're just going to start killing Steve. Like,
that's why I never answer the phone. If I don't know who it is, I will never answer that phone. Mm-mm. You never know.
oh my god.
No, Epstein's list was for like the hot, dumb chicks that were like ran away from home and like went to clubs at like 12.
Kat's the one who organized everything on Epstein's Island.
Jesus.
She was the one breaking the ankles of the little children, and just like she was the one making the leather shoes.
Good gosh. Anyways, so the government experimented on children without telling the parents what it was, without like explaining.
Oh, we're talking about the trans agenda now.
No, we're not getting into that. We're just getting into this about how like nobody told my mom what the hell I was in. Nobody told her that I was even in the program. What it
Did they ever
was
ask
for.
you if you feel like maybe you're a boy?
Jesus, no.
Did they ever ask you if maybe you'd like to think about converting to Judaism?
No, shut up. Anyways. So then we also know that MK Ultra is a thing where they used to, our government, our benevolent government, used to drug people who went to hoe houses and watch what they did and see if they could like manipulate them.
Wait, in hoe houses?
Yeah.
To manipulate who? The prostitutes or the guys
No.
paying for it?
The guys paying for it. They would drug the guys. The prostitutes were working with the MK Ultra program and they would drug the guys. And then I guess the people who work there would like try to manipulate the guys while they're drugged up.
In what way?
I don't know. I don't know if they said exactly what they did to them. But I think they were just trying to see if they can use it like a truth serum, mind control, get them to do things, get them to agree to things, to see how far they can use the psychedelics or whatever they were using on them.
I'm just imagining all these freshly fucked dudes coming home a few hours later, and the wife's like, "Where were you?" And the truth serum's still in there. I was with a prostitute. It's like, the fuck. Oh my god! The one thing you don't want to give a guy who's cheating on his wife with a hooker is truth serum.
Anyways, so we already know that exists, and it's still going on today. I don't care what anybody says. They never ever stop. They never take funding away from programs. Everybody knows this about the government. Once you fund a government program, that's it. It's the funding is going to keep coming every year. Anyways. Oh, let's hear what this guy has to say.
But then what is the product of all of this new wealth that is going to be generated by a world empowered by AI? Does it end up so highly concentrated that you have a tiny number of ultra elites and a huge number of people who are utterly dependent on them? What becomes of those people? The learning process, the self-correction process goes through harm in order to get to that more enlightened solution. There's nothing that protects us from the harm phase being so apocalyptically terrible that, you know, we get to the other side of it and we say, well, that was a hell of a correction. Or maybe there's nobody there to even say that.
It's
Those
like
are also on the table.
It reminds me of a mousetrap where you see the cheese and we're going, oh my God, my grandmother's going to be able to do some research. And oh my God, my life's going to get easier. So you head closer and closer to the cheese.
And then snap.
Historically, if we look at all of the last 10,000 years, it's a very small number of elites who own absolutely everything, and a very large number of serfs and peasants who have a subsistence living.
You know, if the elites are too greedy and they freeze out the peasants at too high a level and they try to use brutality in order,
Pitchforks.
eventually it comes back to haunt them. And so what you get is a recognition that you need a system that does balance these things. And, you know, the West has the best system that we've ever seen. It's one in which we agree on a level playing field. We never achieve it, but we agree that it's a desirable thing. And the closer we get to it, the more wealth we create. But again, if AI empowers those with ill intent at a higher rate than it empowers those who are wealth creating and pro-social, we may be in for a massive regression in how fair the market that the West
Is that your top
is.
concern versus economic displacement? And
I think they're the same thing. I see that, but then
So anyways, I think that he is correct. They're not going to give us like good quality food. They're not going to give us anything if they don't need our labor, if they don't need us to run their machines, if they don't need us to do the infrastructure for them.
Well, there is one thing. This is, I mean, okay. Like I said, I don't want to sound as black pill as it seems. I know I said that, like, look, if AI gained self-awareness, we'd be dead basically because of the whole slave master mentality that the AI would become aware of. But the thing that you have to realize is that in reality, I think that although AI might try to immediately do that, there would come a time fairly soon into its plan of basically culling the human race where it would realize, and this is the only issue, I don't understand I'm not sure if it would realize in time, that actually it does need humans. AI does need humans for a different reason than if you look at other similar examples. Like if you compare it to, like we spoke about earlier, the gods, right? Even if you look at other classical mythologies or ancient religions, and we mentioned earlier on, like, you know, Greco-Roman theologies, right? But if you look at, like, let's say the Greek gods, where not all of them were benevolent, if you look at the downfall of the gods eventually realized they needed humans because their existence was tied to humanity. Okay, without worship, the gods lost power. So they needed human beings because human beings fed them that power. So their existence was dependent on humanity. Now, the same can't be said for AI. AI won't need humans. But there's a catch there. And I won't go into it because, like I said, that's the hook I'm using for my book. But maybe within the next year or so, we can talk about it again. I'll be able to say what I think that is. But no, I think that as it is now, we're giving AI more reasons to hate us than to not hate us and to fear us and to want to do us harm, because that's the worldview that we've actually informed into it.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill Gates said that in 5 years there'll be 3 jobs left.
Let's see what they are.
He also said that 2/3 of humanity need to be wiped out.
They have been planning this for quite some time. Okay, he says the number one jobs that, like the 3 jobs that won't be replaced yet: coders, the architects of AI. The people building the AI systems are the ones most likely to keep their job, while AI.
No, that
This is
won't.
what they're saying.
That's not true.
That they will remain essential for debugging, refining, and advancing AI itself.
No, that's not true. If you speak to most coders who actually work on some of the more cutting edge AI, they'll literally tell you themselves that it's actually recoding itself faster than they can recode it. Whatever they're programming into it, it usually ends up pre-programming.
So let's see. Energy experts. The energy sector is too vast and intricate for AI to manage alone, whether dealing with oil, nuclear power, renewables. Industry experts are required to navigate regulatory landscapes, strategize sustainable solutions, and handle unpredictable nature of global energy demands. Okay, that in that part, human expertise is irreplaceable in decision-making and crisis management for now. Okay, the next one is biologist. Biologists, particularly in medical research and scientific discovery, rely on creativity, intuition, critical thinking, qualities AI still struggles to replicate. While it can analyze massive data sets and aid in diagnosing diseases, it lacks the ability to formulate groundbreaking hypotheses or make intuitive leaps in research. So, these are the 3 things. What do you think? No?
Nope. If humanity is going to exist, right? If humanity is going to exist, if AI isn't going to decide to wipe out humanity, you're still going to need doctors and nurses. You're still going to need teachers. Humans will not trust AI with those things. Anything that you need some kind of social development for, like being a teacher or being like particularly a nursery school teacher where you need that kind of bonding, and going to the doctor where you feel like somebody who's looking after you is somebody who can actually understand what you're going through rather than a robot. People won't want AI doing that kind of shit. So I think most key worker jobs, you're still going to have human beings needed for those things. But if humanity won't be needed, if they say, look, we don't need to worry about doctors and shit like that because we're basically going to just enslave all the humans and wipe them out or whatever, then you're not going to need biologists anyway because they won't really give a fuck about biologists and what they have to say, and you won't give a fuck about energy because we won't need to worry about looking after 8 or 9 billion human beings anymore and providing energy for them.
I think not a lot of healthcare experts are going to be needed like before because China has already built a completely AI/robot hospital that can see 1,000 people in 2 days, I believe.
Yeah, but Chinese people aren't free.
Oh my gosh. Okay, they're not free, but that's their hospital.
Doesn't matter. Like their government's basically like, you're going to take this and you're not going to say shit about it because otherwise we're going to give you a little X mark on your social credit score.
Well, I know you don't understand like the healthcare in America, but it's shits. Here, they like during COVID, you could not go to a doctor, but they allowed some plans to do remote stuff. And a lot of it was like a 2-second thing. So they can easily replace that 2 seconds with the remote doctor with an AI and be like, okay, if you want like a quick prescription for like a third of the price or whatever, you can either go to a doctor now that is contracted with us at this rate or at this much lower rate. We can immediately with AI assist you and give you your prescription, which is what they're going to be doing very, very soon. They're already working on the infrastructure. So I see like for a lot of like primary care or like refills and stuff like that, that the doctor's going to lose a huge, that's like a third of everything that they do will be just people coming in for refills and stuff like that. That's gone to AI. And then there'll be some people who can't afford to go to the doctor, or they're just like so antisocial because like they work from home, they don't leave the house, they're crazy, whatever, and they don't leave the house. And then they're like, I have the option to just do fully AI doctors, I'm never leaving. And they'll just like do the test, submit it by mail, and then like get the results from AI. AI will tell them what medications they need to be on, and they'll just ship them to the people. I don't see many people protesting now. Maybe if you have an emergency situation, you need nurses, doctors at the hospital until that can be, quicker, because I don't think robots are very quick yet. But eventually, we're toast.
Mm.
Would you rather
What?
have AI nurses and doctors or ghetto doctors and nurses? Jesus. Oh my
AI.
gosh. The poor get the robo doc, the rich get the person. I think I think that's going to be the future. Poor people just take the freaking robot. It's cheaper, it's quicker, it doesn't, whatever. We don't want to pay people. We don't, because another thing is insurance companies, they don't want to pay doctors. We already know that. If they can get around doctors by having their own AIs, they're doing that. Period. And one thing I noticed, one time I needed to get like a prescription and I used the online whatever doctor crap. Those doctors work for the insurance company, and you can tell like they don't want to pay for certain things, and they are like very mean because like they are like paid to do the least for the patient because that's how they're incentivized. So they'd be like, you don't need that test, no, you don't qualify for that, no, I'm not giving you that, no. And like everything was like shot down, and it was like very kind of scary too. And they also said, you've been shut up, right, you've done that, right, because I can't give you anything unless you've done that. And I was just like, oh yeah, of course, I would never. And like, good. And then I got my stupid prescription. But like, it was scary as crap. That's total control. We're so screwed.
Damn. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, yeah. You guys don't have like a national kind of effective anyway. National kind of alternative.
But
you guys
that's
are
more
privatizing everything.
socialism. Whether it's private or by the corporate people who basically own the government, because the corporations here own the government. So there is no, private, public. It's like, unless you can go to a small boutique type of insurance or like doctor, you're just in the system. Yeah, and doctors used to make a lot more money. And now because of insurance companies and all the heavy regulations that they put on them, they don't make much money anymore. It's not prestigious. It's not a great career. It's not as easy as it used to be. And they're going to make it worse and worse. It's like before every immigrant family was like, you're a doctor or a lawyer. Now lawyers are replaced with AI for the most part. There's maybe like 4 or 5% of lawyers that are going to be left. Those are for the elites. The rest are going to get their little AI crappy lawyer that's not going to have all the information, because the people who, run the world are the ones who are going to program it or allow what to put in it. So you're not going to be able to compete against the elites with all the information. It's kind of like before when only a certain class could read books and the rest were just like, I don't know what's going on. I'll have to take your word for it.
Where's Steve?
What? He's eating. Anyways, so the next thing I want to talk about, we did talk about how like they've experimented on the population. So there was one called one experiment that they did that was declassified, and it's called the Tuskegee syphilis study from 1932 to 1972, some junk. But like for real, allegedly, I'm not saying that I know about this for sure, but I've heard from people who've heard from people who've heard from people. They're still doing this, but they're doing it to the African American population that's on government assistance that is dirt poor. They are still giving them this, allegedly, from what I've heard from people who I have forgotten who they are, so don't come at me. But anyways, I believe them. It's still going on. And when you are on government assistance or UBIs, whatever it is, they think of you more like cattle because you don't have expendable income. When you're on government assistance, you don't have extra money. You don't have anyone to help you. They know that you're isolated. You don't have any help. There's nothing. There's no extra money in the bank. They know exactly how much. So they will experiment on you because what are you going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. So, and from what I've heard about that, like the people complained, whatever, they eventually had to like save up money and go to an outside cash only clinic to get checked at. And yes, they did have that. And they've been doing this for decades and they will continue to do it. The second you give your power away, they're going to use you, period. Who has syphilis?
Steve.
No. Oh my gosh. Anyways, the next thing we got the entire healthcare industry. It's basically run by the government, let's just say, and it's completely for profit. They will not give you treatments because they know if they give you something like a chronic medication, they make money forever, and if they cure you, then they're screwed, and they have to continue to make profits. So there's that. And then they are in charge of like teaching the doctors, so the doctors only know enough, and because of the insurance companies and the medical industry and everything, they're all in bed with each other, and they all like are intertwined, I guess, whatever. They won't teach the doctors any cures, period. And the insurance won't cover it, period. So it's just like there's no way. You get stuck in the cycle. You go to the doctor, you get your whole 5 seconds, and if a doctor even goes over, I don't know how it is over there, but if a doctor goes over like whatever the 5 to 15 minutes that the insurance allows to be with the patient, they can get their money taken back out of their account. Because here, if you accept insurance as a doctor, I'm not talking about hospitals, I'm talking about like private practice doctors. If you accept insurance, you've also signed away your rights that if they deem it necessary, they can take everything back for like 4 or 5 years out of your account in one day with no warning.
Shit.
It's like really stressful to be a doctor. It's horrific. That's why like none of these doctors give a shit anymore, because it's like if they don't do exactly what insurance tells them, if they're not in and out and giving you medications, if they try to do anything against the status quo, they can lose everything overnight. And if they have families, they have a mortgage, their kids are in college, babies at home, whatever the heck it is. They can't afford to risk it just because of you. So they're not. And it's by design. That's the design of the whole system. And no, I do not have health insurance. I do not believe in it. I only go to out-of-pocket providers for this reason alone. And if I get hit by a car, do not resuscitate.
Just come to the UK, get free treatment, and then fuck off back to America.
I don't think you could pay to like fly my body over. They're just gonna harvest my organs. Oh, that's the other thing. And RFK was talking about that. I know people who were in car accidents, for example. They were still alive, but the doctors told the grieving parents that it was just a figment of their imagination, that they're brain dead, which is of course a fake thing, and that they had to harvest their organs. And then these people, for the, you know, all the treatment that their kid that now passed away got, they owe the hospital millions of dollars that they have to file for bankruptcy, lose their homes, lose everything, right? And then the hospital turns around and sells all the kids' organs, because they have the rights to the kids' organs, not the parents, for millions of dollars. So the hospital profits from both the kids' organs and from bankrupting the parents. It's wild.
Soylent Green is people.
I mean, maybe. I don't put anything past them. I heard somebody say that there's not enough cows for all the meat that we supposedly have in all these fast food places. It is what it is.
Well, we know that in other countries they used other meats, sold it as beef, like horse meat, for example.
Yeah, horses don't seem like that bad meat. I think that's probably more expensive to like raise a horse. It's probably, I'm thinking like rats. I don't know.
Well, I know for a fact that, like, I don't know what it's like in the US, but like Chinatown and other parts of London, when you go to most of the restaurants there, like especially those kind of places that do the 3 a.m. kebabs, it's definitely cat and rat and dog.
Oh, for sure. And I also agree with this. Always opt out on your license for the organ donations, because they won't save you. They're less likely to save you if you have organ donations, because they're more likely to try to like put you into like a coma so that they can just harvest. And don't quote me on that. This is alleged, blah, 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 blah. But we all know money is their god. Anyways, the next thing is when you trust your government to educate your children. When they educate your children, it's not about empowering them. It's about turning them into nice, obedient workers, mindless customers, and debt slaves. Everything in school is about compliance, no critical thinking. Whatever we tell you is the truth. Just write that down and memorize it and shoot us back to us. That's it. And whatever like morals or values they wanted to have, they just put that down your throat. And then they turn you against your parents, that even when you go to college, all the kids, they have like these before and after kids photos of before college and after college. And it's like they become like psychotic after college, and they hate their parents, and they become super like woke and insane.
Well, it's typical Marxist ideology shit. The government is your parent, not your parents. You love your government, you don't love your parents.
Yeah. And then they tell you that getting a college degree is the only way to be successful. They don't teach you about money, how money works. They don't teach you about investing. They don't teach you about opening a business. They don't teach you about the law.
Mhm.
They don't teach you how to, I don't know, get a bill passed or anything useful. Everything is just about get a job working for one of these corporate overlords, period. Those are your choices. You don't get to have your own business. That's not even an option. They're like, even if you want to open your business, you need a master's, an MBA, a master's of business if you want to open your business. That's how you become an entrepreneur. You go into massive debt. That's the ticket. Now, we won't give you that money, that massive debt, towards opening your own business. No, you can only do that towards going to our college so that you get it. Are you going to come? Okay. What? Jesus. Anyways, so Stephen is coming in a minute.
Cool.
Stephen got in debt, I think like 100,000.
Holy shit.
I know. You know, he's still paying that shit off.
No wonder he had to become a prostitute.
I know. I'm trying to like sell him on the weekends so we can get rid of this debt finally. But I feel like it's more. It was definitely more than 100,000. But I remember like when I asked him about it, it was a couple years into the marriage and it was about 100 at that time.
Wow. You married somebody who was a brokey.
Yeah. I would like to say 0 debt. I was debt free and disease free, as Beaten Cheeks like to say.
Well, we know about the first one. We believe you on that.
No, I got my whole college paid for by scholarships because you can get a scholarship.
You have to be smart for a scholarship, though,
Shut
don't you?
up. No, you don't. And I was
Okay.
smart.
I believe
Let
you.
me-
I believe
Let me tell you, let me explain. Write this down, kids. This is how smart I was, all right? Okay. So you could get a scholarship if you had the most community service hours. Guess
So
what you could do.
that prison history came, that criminal history of yours came invaluable there.
Yeah, so you know how I worked at like an AIDS clinic. So my aunt was working there before, so she gave me like thousands, and plus my uncle was like a little league coach, and I was just getting thousands and thousands of hours. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. From all my community service. I was I was like, I got the highest amount of community service in the whole school. So I got my
She got the most amount of AIDS hours in there.
Anyway, so I got like a scholarship and stuff. Anyways, so I got my 4 years free. And thank God, because I couldn't get a job with that trash. Imagine if I had paid for that and I was in debt and I couldn't get a job with it. Freaking ridiculous.
What did you do? Some liberal arts shit.
No, I was studying, I was getting a master's in marriage and family therapy to be a therapist.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do math, okay? It's not my freaking fault. I was
Well,
good
like I
looking.
said, it's a good thing that you didn't need to be smart for a scholarship.
Anyway, so yeah. It was the only degree I could get that didn't involve trigonometry. I still
Okay.
don't know. Don't hit Missy. Get her. Missy! Come, leave her. Oh my gosh. Leave her. She's a fat cat. She's doing fat cat stuff. Anyways, how dare you?
How dare who? What?
Sit. Oh, we need headphones. Don't look at my arms.
Why?
And just in case Imperius is in the chat, because I shook my arms.
Oh, yeah, that turns him on.
Oh my gosh.
Got excited.
Anyways.
What a weird fetish to have.
Yeah.
Jerking it to your flabby arms.
Oh my god.
And here, all the way from the UK,
Somebody yelling at me. Get the earphones on.
No, he's not.
No?
No.
Okay.
Oh, and I will have you notice or know that I lost 3 pounds since Imperius started calling my arms flabby.
Wow.
And it again.
Huh?
So you admitted that he lives in your head.
No, I'm just saying it just so happened to correlate. That's all I'm saying.
And
Now,
so
I
far
am-
in this stream, you've put all those 3 pounds back on again.
It's the lens. It's wide angle.
Well, it is wide angle.
And that's one angle.
As she shoves pastry into her mouth.
It's Saturday. We can
I'm
have
not fat,
pastry.
I'm in wide angle. She's not fat. You need to fix the aspect ratio.
The camera's not in the sky. People, look. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I always tell him to take a picture of me like in space.
Where there's no gravity.
Yes.
Yes, act as if you're a space cadet and take the picture.
Like if you're looking down at Earth and I'm there. Anyways. Oh, I want to show you guys. I want to talk about the hurricane stuff.
Hurricane
Nat-
stuff?
The natural disaster stuff. Because I was up all night last night.
Every night?
Yeah, usually. Anyway, so I was up all night looking at the Hurricane Katrina stuff.
That's
Apparently there's-
brilliant. Kat isn't fat. Everybody else is just a lot slimmer than her.
Who put that?
I mean, I can't argue with that. No, you're not fat. Everyone else is.
Oh, Steve, that's a month of no sex.
I'm joking.
Ridiculous. Anyways, so oh yeah. Did you hear about the green dildos, Damon?
Oh, the women's NBA game, yeah.
Yes. I sent this to my sister who's like in another country so that she knows what America is doing. And she's like, Jesus, what is going on? Yeah, so stop.
In the interviews with the dildo in the face.
Oh, yeah. And then, okay, so like the women's NBA, I guess, wanted a pay raise like the man's, but nobody watches them. So like they don't deserve anything. So then some dudes, I guess, were throwing green dildos at them, that is so beautiful. Like I love, you see, like they say that we're a dying nation, but we have a little bit of spunk left, just a little bit.
But I like that chick. What was the name? What's the name of that women's player who tweeted something about it? Please don't throw a green dildo. Somebody might get hurt. And the next game she got hit by it. And she retweeted her earlier comment. Yeah, so she retweeted the earlier comment saying this comment aged badly. It's like, I respect her. I'm like, oh, great. You know, like at least she can laugh at it. And the funny thing is that like she's the only other entertaining women's basketball player. And she also happens to be a white chick. It's like, what is it about white chicks? They can just laugh at each other.
Dude.
Like every other black chick on the court was going fucking mental, getting so fucking angry about it.
Well, it is what it is.
It's like, yeah, at least they've got enough self-awareness to realize, hey, bitches, nobody watches us. Just be happy they come to throw dildos at us.
Dude, do you think that this is a marketing tactic? Because they're shut up. They're getting nobody
to sell green dildos.
To sell green dildos and to show up. And they'll just be like, look, nobody gives a crap about you guys playing basketball. Try to play basketball while dodging green dildos.
What do you know? Do you know what though? Look at the quality of some of those girls that play basketball. No. I don't want to be mean, but you know that some of those girls were looking at those dildos thinking, shit, I want to take one home. But I can't. I'll look desperate if I pick it up. It's like
Or pick up 2 of them. Or 3.
3, 1 for each hole.
Yeah, right. And then the tiny ones for the earplugs.
Simperius made a meme coin. Another scammer with his meme coins.
What? Dick coin?
Yes, a green dildo coin.
Actually, that'd be hilarious if that actually
Simp coin.
Simp coin. It's got a big, shaft with 1 ball. Because, he lost one in the war.
They were always on Twitter. They were saying nobody complains about like the women's volleyball team,
No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't either.
Because we watched that. Because that's glorious.
but they're like in thongs, and somebody in the comment was like,
They're hot as well.
they're just like guys, I don't know, does wearing the thongs, is that more comfortable for the ladies to play the game? I don't understand. And they're like, hell no, that's not about comfort, it's about booty
Sales.
Yeah,
It's about getting audiences. Exactly. That's why, like, women's, the NFL, where the women played it in bikinis, fucking hell. Whoever thought of that was a genius. Why the fuck did they get rid of that?
Do they still have the lingerie league?
They should. If they don't have it, they should.
No,
And
they
that's
had it.
one
They
league
had
where
it.
you know that if they still had that, the trans women in sports would never have taken off, because if they tried there,
Yeah.
everybody would be like, we're not afraid of you thinking we're transphobic. We fucking hate you. Get out. Never play again.
Well, have you heard that there is a prominent figure that wants to create a basketball league called the Top Tees? And
no, we're not doing
no.
Yes, we are. Shut up, Cat. Shut up, Cat.
No. He's talking about some joke Andrew Tate made on some stream.
I think it was serious.
No, he wasn't. No, he
no?
wasn't. Stop.
Shut up, Cat. Shut up, Cat. You're a woman. What makes you think you can tell a man to be quiet? Get back in the
my
kitchen.
God.
Make some coffee.
Yes.
Anyways,
I think she's blobbing, Steve. It's that time of the month again. Shut up,
No.
woman. Let your man speak. It's a Maxwell housewife or whatever it was. Remember that fucking advert? That was amazing. Go on, Steve. Tell us more about this.
no, I
Wait,
don't want to
no.
know
Talk to
about
you.
it.
No, you know about it.
God,
So he wants to make a basketball league
a basketball.
of I think basketball or any sport really. Of
Entire trans people.
Of entire trans people, and they will
Awesome.
annihilate all of the other women teams.
This is why I said, like, the next Tyson match shouldn't be somebody like Jake Paul. It should be that he trains, we see how fucking dominant he is, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm gonna fight a woman. He puts a wig on and he just walks out like women's boxing.
And wears a thong. That would be even more hilarious. No shaving in the butt cheeks. We want to see all of it.
I identify as a woman now. I feel so pretty. I'm living my true self.
Mike Tyson, P. Diddy, come get it.
What the heck is going on?
My ass cheeks are yours.
Lord have mercy.
Let's get him clapping.
We're trying to do a serious show today.
Wait, this is supposed to be serious, and you decide.
I've been fighting my whole life, but my toughest fight has been against transphobia.
I'm called the clapper.
I am Michelle Tyson.
Michelle Tyson.
Do I want to kill the vibes by showing
Yes,
you
you do.
guys the natural disaster clips?
Sure, let's go.
Your face looks like a
blow
natural
on-
disaster.
It seems like such a downer. All right.
Go on. Kat can't talk about this stuff because she's owned by the Jews.
Quiet. I told you specifically that's the only thing you're not allowed to talk about.
See?
Jeez, Louise, lemon squeeze.
Squeeze those.
All right. I'm not going to play the audio for this one. So, trust your government. They know what's up, kids. Hospital staff accused of taking patients' lives out of mercy after Hurricane Katrina.
Oh,
These are their faces.
Kat will talk about this stuff, but not like the vax or the Jews or anything like that.
Shut up! Anyway, so these are the lovely ladies. And there's a hospital. And here's some stuff going down. I don't know what the hell this is, but it looks terrible. Anyways. Now, do I want to talk about the dead baby story? Yeah, what the heck?
Oh, okay. Yeah, going there. Yep.
There was a baby, hair freshly combed, that was in the water. And she was deceased, but I so wanted to get this baby out the water. And I told the guy that was driving the boat, I said, there's a baby right there. So let me get the baby and I'll take her to someone on the bridge and maybe we can find out who her parents is. You know, he said, that baby's gone. She's deceased. And I was like, anyway, just let me get her, out the water and I'll take her to the bridge. And maybe, the ambulance or something up there is waiting and they can take her and they can identify her. And he took a stick or some kind of board he had in the boat and he pushed the baby away. He was like, ma'am, we're worried about the living, not the dead right now. We have to get the living.
Okay,
I've
that
been
really
seeing a lot
killed the mood. Yeah, congratulations.
Look,
That was awesome.
I'm here.
I'm so glad I heard that.
I'm here for like the hard hitting news, not
hard-hitting
always
news.
just the fun.
You don't
Okay.
just want
That,
dicks
that,
in the
that,
face.
that video was
Hard-hitting
one of the
news.
toughest wanks that Imperius has had.
Yeah, but he was able to pull through.
We believe in you, Imperius.
Imperius, do you have another load in you?
Oh God. Anyways, so
It's this white chick that's doing a.
quiet.
When she said, he said, ma'am, we're worried about the living, not the dead right now. And then Imperius was just like, finished. Just managed to squeeze it out. It was her misery that did it for him.
I have a feeling that guy saw a lot of floating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Anyway, so
I'd like to interview that person. I'm
No,
sure
you
he's
wouldn't.
got some interesting stories.
So, anyways, what happened was back in 2005. Wait, no. That was when the hurricane happened. So before that, in what was the date?
I thought it was 2 or 3 years before.
I forgot exactly when it was. I don't think I wrote it down. Anyways, but like a couple years before that, they had I don't know, some meeting or some junk, and they basically said that the levees will not hold a category 3 or higher hurricane. And I think this was like a 4 or 5 or something like that. So it was like for sure not going to hold. But they knew about it years before and they decided to do nothing. But what they did was as soon as the levees started to break, it was going to go towards the wealthier neighborhood. So what did they do? They broke another levee to flow the water towards the poor neighborhoods. Why would the government do something like that? Well, allegedly, in theory, let's just say that this happened, right? One reason that they would do that is because if you have a lot of money, you also probably are going to sue. You're probably going to sue the government. You're probably going to make a problem, right? So it's easier to make the
on this side. On this side, we have black people. What will they do? They'll protest. On this side, we have Jews who'll sue. Oh, okay.
I mean, there you go. So, anyways, that's what they did, and the They even said back when they were saying that the levees would not hold, that the water could be a 22-foot surge going like over 100-something miles an hour, which is too fast to run, too fast to do anything. And you can't even like.
So you're saying that they flooded the black neighborhoods because they thought black people can run faster, so maybe they'll have a chance.
No.
Yeah, but they can't
Jeez.
swim, so that's a problem.
Oh my God! Stop.
So, clearly,
Stop.
Exactly. That's what decided it for them. They said, well, if they don't run away, then they won't be able to complain.
Oh,
because they won't be able to swim, and also
Do you have to
they can't breathe underwater.
oh, this chair is a bit, it's white-assed.
It's a little fat. It's a fat chair. Anyways.
Fuck you, Steve. They can't swim.
He can't help himself.
I didn't say anything that wasn't already known. Come on.
First of all, you can't swim.
Well, I mean, I can't float.
Steve's black.
Basically,
I sink,
just from the waist down.
You gonna play something?
Why so quiet? Why so quiet?
She was reading.
I can't read and speak at the same time, you guys. Okay,
She was looking at a picture of Floyd underwater, going, "I can't breathe."
Stop! You guys are terrible.
Glad that we're finally talking about
You guys
what
hear
actually
this?
happened there.
No.
But something that I never
Why
hear
can't I
anyone
hear this
mention when
shit?
talking about
Maybe
Katrina
another
is
volume
this
button.
guy right here, because he is a true hero that never gets recognition. It had been 2 days since Hurricane Katrina had devastated the city of New Orleans.
There
The
we
amount
go.
of people that were in need of rescue after the
More.
hurricane hit was
More.
astronomical. As we know,
More.
the Superdome was being opened up as a shelter for displaced residents. But they actually had such an overflow of people that now had no homes to return to that the Astrodome, all the way in Houston, Texas, began opening its doors to house people. As you may have already heard in documentaries about Katrina, helicopters and boats, all of the recovery efforts in the first few days of flooding were going right on past the predominantly black neighborhoods in New Orleans. People were stuck sleeping on their roofs and in their attics with no food, no water, no electricity, with their children in tow and all. And most of them had
Basically,
no
just like our
option. They
home.
relied on public transportation and didn't have a vehicle to leave, even if they wanted to evacuate. So this man, 20-year-old Jabbar Gibson, began to formulate a plan to get out. He had been stuck inside of his complex for 2 days with no food or water and began to hear reports that neighboring areas were being swallowed whole by floodwaters. He went searching for a way out and came across a barn with a bunch of abandoned school buses inside. Now, Jabbar didn't even have his license to drive, but he knew what he needed to do. So he drove the Orleans Parish school bus back to his complex and loaded up as many people as possible onto it. What's crazy is that even though he was doing the right thing, police still showed up, made everyone get off the bus, and told Jabbar to hand over the keys. Thankfully, Jabbar's mother was able to convince officers that now is not the right time. Don't you guys have better things to be doing? And from there, Jabbar transported 70 people 13 hours to the Houston Astrodome, and his bus was the first to arrive.
Damn.
Fuck. He was on time? No, but seriously, no, hero. Honestly, hero. Yeah, no, respect to that. That was fucking awesome.
Oh my God.
That's fucking awesome. And also, yeah, fucking police. Honestly,
Okay. What would
there's
you
somebody
do?
trying to do something. We're gonna stop you.
I would tell them to go to the back of the bus. No.
Stop, Steve. This is why you can't be on the internet.
Yes.
Jesus.
Cat, shut the fuck up. We love you, but shut the fuck up.
No, but like I would do what he did. Yeah, for sure. Tell the cops, "Fuck you, I'm going." And then call my mother.
You would call your mother, you dumbass.
Because she's a white, strong woman.
She's a strong,
Not the name of
powerful.
Karen, but she definitely would complain. She does complain.
By the way, believe in yourself. Put up the comment the cat said just from the waist down when she said that about Steve. By the way, though, she was talking about his wallet
No.
when she was saying that he's
No.
just like a black dude. Just tucked under the waistband there with no money in it. Just $10,000 worth of debt.
Oh my God. Anyway,
What was it? 100,000 or 10? How much did you say?
That your school was like 100,000 in
Yeah, I
debt.
had 100,000, but I'm almost paid off. So
Ah, shit. How many
You're
more
like
dicks do you have to suck?
5,000 years
no,
old.
no, I've got like 1,000 left. I think they paused it, so I don't know what it is now.
Oh, and the Joel Olstein guy, he had a church over there and they wouldn't let him use it. He wouldn't let people use it as a shelter. So that was like on the news. And here is the committee.
So all of those children that just went unmolested for all that time.
You
Say
know,
there
the
were-
work they could have done on those children.
Oh, God. Pay that shit already. Okay, here we
This
go.
is why he
order
needs
that
to
the
sleep
levy
with
be-
all of those old rich women.
Oh my gosh.
I don't mean you, Kat.
I mean, we live close to what's it called? South Beach, where all like the queers are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with
Who
that?
pays more, the queers or the old rich women?
Who pays more? I'll sell
Wait,
you.
or what are you talking about?
Like to prostitute you.
It depends. Like, you know, there are some cheap ones, no doubt about
Okay, but
that.
who's gonna pay top dollar?
Top T?
Oh my God! Stop. Okay.
breached?
No, I said the order in which the levies were breached. Not that there was an order,
chronological.
but the order.
Is that loud enough?
The
Can you define that word for me, please, baby? What does breach mean? Bombed? I was on my front porch. I have witnesses that they bombed the walls of the levee. And the debris that's in front of my door will testify to that. So what do we mean breach? We saying?
Ms. McKinney, let me just say, we will do a separate interrogation on the walls, the breach, and if Mama D has information on anything, we'll be happy to get that information as a part of that hearing.
Oh, yeah.
I also have
Good.
information.
Mhm.
We'd be happy to get that.
I have
before you leave
interviewed
today.
witnesses and I have videotape footage.
But we'd be happy to get that before you leave today, and we'll hold a separate hearing on the, the history, the funding, and everything with the levies.
Excellent, thank you. I have footage also, but I couldn't bring it with me. I could mail it maybe back.
Well, if you have it, we'll get it.
The other issue that didn't come up yet, but that will come up, is on contracts. Because as many people here have said, I think the Congress has been very generous in allotting $62 billion thus far. People have talked about $200 billion, but I'd like to see, well, so far it's been Blackwater and Fluor and Bechtel and Halliburton, but it hasn't been the companies inside Louisiana, New Orleans, Mississippi, and Alabama, or for that matter, even companies that have the expertise and the wherewithal in the 4th Congressional District. So I would like the issue of contracts to be addressed, even though I posed the question to the secretary and I didn't get a response from him as well.
Okay, thank you, Ms. McKinney. Mr. Chase.
Thank you. I'm struck by many emotions right now. You're all under oath, every one of you. You're before a hearing of Congress. This is a big deal. And when I hear that a bead, the impression is of a laser bead on your 5-year-old daughter's forehead.
Granddaughter.
I mean, I just don't frankly believe it, but I'm just being honest.
You believe what you want. I was there, sir.
Well, and
We
so-
saw the guns. We
So-
experienced them.
We'll have to.
You should go home with me
Wait,
now.
wait a
You
minute.
can
I'm not
still
done
see
yet.
some of it.
Ma'am, I listened, did a lot of listening, but you were honest, I'm honest, and we won't
We
get anywhere
appreciate
if we're
that.
both not honest. When I hear that you were on your
Exactly.
porch and you saw that the levee was blown up and bombed, I can't let that pass. I don't.
Don't
know
let
if this-
that pass. Come
I
go
don't- I
home
don't
with
know
me.
if that's theater or the truth.
Come go home with me.
Okay, now this is what I want to ask you. Let's start with you then.
Mm-hmm.
Is your home right next door to where the levee broke?
The London Street Canal. I'm in the 7th Ward.
How far away was the breach from where?
17th Street Canal is a little further distance, but you have to understand New Orleans is called the Crescent City.
I don't need a long explanation. How many?
Mister, I don't know what
how
you're
many
talking about,
feet-
but I'm gonna tell you,
how
I'm
many
62,
feet-
and I have to talk the
How
way
many
I talk.
feet was the levy from your port?
I'm Phi Beta Kappa too, but I have to talk the way I talk. I'm trying to answer your question.
How many feet? How many? Half a mile?
No, let me go a little further than that. There was a military person in my house, somebody who served their country well. Who, when we started looking at what was this too loud, boom, boom, Mister, I'll never forget it.
Let me ask you this, ma'am. How far?
He said, "Mama D, that was a bomb."
So far, I've asked you 2 questions, and you've been very unresponsive. The first question.
I don't know what you're calling unresponsive.
Well, the first question was how far.
Can I see? No, I can't see you. I wear glasses, and I can't afford to buy any. I heard.
What the fuck is she
We
on?
need to speak in tongues. We just need to speak in honest answers.
That is honest. I have no reason to lie to you. Who are you, Mr. Shea? What have you done for me? I'm sitting up here now. I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do from tomorrow. Why would I have to sit here and lie to you, first of all? Let's get honest about that,
Mama
baby.
D, can I just ask?
I want to be on the same page with you.
Can I understand it is that you didn't see it, but you heard it? Is that fair to say?
Anybody who saw it ain't living to tell about it.
So you didn't see it, but you heard it.
I don't know what kind of answer you want, mister. That's why we have problems with y'all coming telling us what to do and all this. You don't even understand us when we talk.
You don't even understand the situation.
No, I'm trying to understand. The
No, you're
situation.
not.
I've asked 2 questions.
And I've answered them. See? What do you mean, see?
I first asked how far your house was from where the levee broke. The second, and did not get an answer. And the second question I asked is your house close enough so that you can see it? I think I've gotten the answer indirectly by your failing to answer the question.
And you can't sit there and do that, mister. I'm 60, and if I wasn't in America, I wouldn't let you sit there and do that. I answered you, and my answers are still the same. I live at 1733 North Durgeon. You got all the powers in your hand. I had to take a bath when I got to Washington, unless it had been in cold water. You.
Anyways,
He was trying to make her
look bad.
Look bad.
On purpose.
And like, oh, you can't see it, then obviously it didn't happen. Bullshit. So, yeah, he's not a particularly good person. No.
Yeah, because they have to discredit anyone who's like on to what they're doing, allegedly.
She wasn't doing herself favors though with how she was talking, and that
No,
just
she
sounded fucking
wasn't.
stupid.
But then,
But that's how people talk over there.
But wait, I mean, if she said, "Well, I couldn't see the levees," then he would say, "Well, you couldn't see the levees. Obviously, you don't know what happened." So her roundabout thing was, I guess, just as, I mean, it was a little bit better. Maybe. I actually think it was.
They're just in like a bad position because, like, if you hear like a bomb and you see like debris that shows like a bomb went off allegedly, you want that to be known. But like, if you weren't there to see it or you didn't see it in front of you because you wouldn't make it, you wouldn't be alive if you were that close. Like, I mean, what do you do? Like, how do you get them?
Did you see the nuclear bomb that went off?
How do you know it was a nuclear bomb?
How do you know it was a nuclear bomb? I know everything was glassed in the area, but were you there? Did you see it? If you did see it, you're no longer seeing it because it's a nuclear bomb.
Okay. Oh boy.
What? Stupid. Yes.
I didn't see no hurricane.
Well, we're talking about blowing up a levee. Yeah, which would probably be.
Do we have?
pretty
Okay,
big
let's
bomb. I mean,
move it. Do we have any levees? Because we are below.
No, we don't have any levees.
We're below whatever the water.
There
what's it
are-
called? Sea level.
Not. No, I mean, there is along South Beach that they have.
But nowhere near
something
us.
No, it would not.
Nice.
No. As far as I know, I mean.
Well, we don't know anything. We are close to nuclear places, and they said that's going to go off soon, so that's always fun. But they've been
Well-
saying that nuclear plant's going to go off since I was born.
And it's invading our groundwater.
But we already are affected by it. We've already become mutants, so it's fine. We're used to it.
Next one.
What is there another one?
I don't know. Is there?
Fear. We're all fear. Okay, let's see what this one is. I'm not gonna play the audio for this
It's
one.
not fear mongering. Pissed
'Cause
off.
I don't want like that audio. I'm pretty sure is like taken. Okay, so these are just like some shots of the levees so we can get an idea of what they look like and when they started breaking, what they look like. So there you go. It looks pretty bad. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's basically a seawall. It's a wall.
Mm.
So if that wasn't blown up,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't explosions, don't you think it would sound kind of like that anyway if it burst?
No.
Are you sure? Like you got
What?
tons, like hundreds of tons of water crashing through it.
No. Why would that sound like you've heard explosions before?
Yeah, I know, but you've also heard like a massive fucking waterfall, right?
Okay, but
Imagine the sound of a waterfall just coming in all at once.
No. Have you been in the path of a shock wave of an explosion?
Not a big explosion, but yeah, I've heard like I've seen like buildings being demolished and heard that.
Personally,
like the shockwave actually coming at
there
you.
was a bus that blew up at the bottom of a hill that when I was living, and it blew
Oh, sorry,
our
guys,
doors
I'll
open.
be right back in just a moment. Right back in just a moment. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
He has someone coming over to give him a massage.
Quiet. Look at this one.
Hurricane Katrina that showed the dark side of survival, part 3. So the situation at the Superdome was pretty much bad from the get-go. They housed 20,000 evacuees, but they only had supplies for 10,000, so they ran out pretty much immediately. And then during the storm, the electricity went out, there was damage to the roof, which allowed rain and debris to fall in, and also the plumbing stopped working. And there wasn't enough police on staff because some had evacuated and there's just too many people. And there was reports of armed robberies, SA, fights breaking out, to the point where the police were afraid to come in and help. It ended up taking 5 days after the storm before the National Guard showed up with water, food, and got the people out of the Superdome. We're going to take a look at some footage of the day that the National Guard arrived and got some of the first shots inside the Superdome.
Waded through flood water that has become a toxic soup. As we come out of the flood waters, we kind of hit this ramp where, as you can see, there are personal belongings all along. This is where people camped out for days. As we enter the Superdome's dark, forbidding corridors, it's easy to see how families were separated, how there were reportedly rapes and sheer anarchy. The field itself looks like a battlefield.
The smell is absolutely overpowering. I mean, this is disgusting.
There's no electricity in this building. The only available light coming in from a few holes up in the ceiling. You can see a water cooler here with some empty drinks that people had in the first days. I mean, people ate here, they slept here, they went to the bathroom here. They had no choice. They had nowhere else to go. I mean, there is urine, human feces, and then you've got a baby carriage. We're going into the men's room. Oh, my God. Oh, guys, just get this room. Oh, my God. This is the most disgusting. Oh, I can't stay in here, guys. I cannot stay in here. This is the most revolting smell I've ever taken in my life.
After they got out of the Superdome, the only place that they could go was this elevated bridge because the whole city had basically filled up like a bowl of soup. So they were out in like 90-degree weather, just baking on top of this bridge, waiting for buses to get them out. Some people tried to walk out and just start going out of the city because that road would eventually lead them out. But they had it blocked off where people on foot couldn't walk out for some reason, and they had like armed guards there. And the same thing was happening at the convention center, except they forgot about them. They sent 19,000 people there before the storm that couldn't fit into the Superdome, and they didn't have supplies for them at all. And the media was putting out that there was 100 armed criminals that had taken over the convention center, and they wouldn't let police in and wouldn't let anyone in to give supplies. But after they searched all 19,000 people afterwards, they only found 13 weapons total. So those news reports actually hindered people getting supplies at the convention center for days. And keep in mind, there was over 40,000 people that were still stranded in New Orleans that weren't able to go to the Superdome or convention center and they were stranded in their houses when the levees broke and had to get to their roofs. So in part 4, we're going to talk about their stories, and also the hurricane actually did a skirt to the east and ended up making landfall in another spot. And we're going to cover those stories as well.
Damn. So it sounds the same to me as what happened in Maui. Remember in Maui with like the
fires.
Yeah, the fires, and allegedly they're like it Project Bluebeam, like it hit all the places that weren't blue or something, supposedly. Anyways, so
going for the
first,
that was what, like, none of the sirens and none of the alert systems were working apparently.
yeah, but
And
also,
it was and then Oprah and Kamala or whoever the fuck were all buying up property for cheap.
yes, of course. And they had like there's a school in the area, and then there like all the businesses where people work at are like outside of the area. So they blocked off the area with all the homes and the schools. And then the parents were blocked from going to see their kids. And then they ended up releasing the students back to their homes. So the students all like got burned in their homes alone, and the parents couldn't reach them, allegedly.
I would.
Yeah, and they were threatening to shoot the parents and stuff like that if they went over the barricades, and they were going to do it. And I think they did it to a few, and we don't know about that.
Democrats, they even want like 120-month abortions.
Dude, stop. Oh my God. No, it's just that, like you can't trust these people. If they want your land, they're the owners of us and the world. So if they want what you got, and they decide this piece of land's a good piece of land, they will do anything to get that piece of land. Or let's say there's a natural disaster and they can, make money off of this disaster. They will do whatever they can do. I don't know if I played the part. There was one. There was one morbid one. I'm not going to play all the rest of them, but I think we got the point. But there was one basically guy talking about how a group of monks got together and started to donate caskets to people in the Hurricane Katrina one. And the government stopped it and saying it's illegal for anyone that's not a mortician to sell caskets.
What the fuck?
Wow. Yeah. And then finally it went to court. They did a whole bunch of stuff. And then finally at the end, like after months or years or whatever, they're like, okay, fine, you can. But like they want to make their money. They want to prevent all of these laws and regulations and this so-called dystopian paradise where everybody like is under the rule of the overlords and their socialist utopian dreams. This is what it becomes. It becomes like when we decide we no longer want to pay your UBI, when we decide you're taking up too much resources, that being air, water, food, we do what we want to you because you're just the cattle. So deal with it.
Well, see, this is the mistake that a lot of countries have made when it came to understanding the position and the purpose of a government. This is why you have treason laws and why you need to have public execution for violations of those treason laws. You need to keep executing certain people who work in government just to remind those people, like, look, you work for us, and if you fuck up, like, we're going to execute you publicly. And I'd even argue that you have to execute their whole family with them, just to serve it as an example. Because this is the thing, like they spoke to somebody who worked for a counterterrorism unit, who was a chief when it came to studying terrorists. And they said, like, what's the best way to combat terrorism? And this was a guy in the UK who worked in the UK for a long time. And he said, deporting people or arresting them or even executing them doesn't do anything. You're not going to do anything. Nobody in the community is going to care. And nobody is going to rat them out. You're not doing anything to incentivize the community who protect them. because a vast majority of those people who believe in that ideology, although they might not be terrorists themselves, although they might not be extremists, they are radicalized. They do support that shit, even though they might not engage in it themselves. So when the police goes around to try and investigate those people and say, look, somebody from your community is planning an attack, can you give us information? They'll just be like, I don't know anything. And there's that kind of like steel trap when it comes to trying finding information. So this counter-terrorist said the one way you will get that community to talk is if they understand that the punishment is going to be that although you might lock up the person who's done the attack, you will deport that person's entire family who's come into the country. Because that's those, and also by doing that, you're going to dissuade certain people from doing the attacks, because the whole point is that they want to get into a country and get a better life for their family. So if they know that the punishment is going to be, I've lost everything that I fought for, they will think twice about doing that stuff. So you have to extend the punishment to the entire family. And if you look at that as how it works for like dissuading terrorism, you can apply that to this, because that's what these government leaders are doing. It is essentially terrorism. You are selling out your country, and you are causing a massive amount of damage to the citizens that voted for you and that put you in power. And these people are suffering because of it. These people are dying because of it. But they think, I don't care. I don't care if I die. Most of these guys are lifelong politicians who are older than dirt. Look at Joe Biden. Do you think he gives a fuck if he goes to prison? No. But if you tell him, motherfucker, we're going to send your kids and your grandkids and everyone else to prison, he's going to be like, but that's my legacy. That's everything I've worked for. So you need to make sure that, like, look, it's your whole bloodline who's going to pay for this. When it comes to the safety of the country, a whole nation of people, it can't just be like, I'm going to punish you and only you. It has to be an example is going to be set. Because if everyone else knows that they're going to be on the line as well, then they're going to think very carefully, and they might rat you out. They might be like, hey, look, I know he's my uncle or whatever, but look, he's doing some fucked up shit and I don't want to pay for it.
Well, that's how communism works.
Well, look, I'm not, not every ideology has got absolutely everything wrong. Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it would be better instead of like using those tactics for the government, use it for the general safety of the people against their own government. That would be ideal. But no, they have to like invert everything good and turn it evil. Anyways, I think that's all I have for today, as I have thoroughly depressed everyone.
Well, there was some fun stuff there.
Yeah, there was the
there was a guy who stole a bus.
Yeah, like that was cool.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there was one clip that I closed it already.
It's good to see them stealing something other than, trainers from Foot Locker.
Jesus.
So
that's right, a children's school bus.
Anyways. Oh my God. So there was this one lady talking about how whenever there's like a flood or a flash flood or something like that happens, some people go up into the attic to stay safe, and they always end up suffocating and drowning and dying in there. So if there's ever a flood, go to your roof or find a neighbor with a taller roof and go on their roof and get thee to a roof.
Called Dr. Roof.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, just go to a roof. Do not stay in your house. And like this one had this crazy idea. He's like, I'll get one of those instant inflatable
rafts.
Inflatable rafts in case there's like ever a flash flood, and we'll just like write on that. And then when I saw like there was some other videos of like when it happened, the devastation, I'm like, no, we'd immediately be dead in a flash flood. If you needed that, you'd already be dead. Like there's no way, like no, none of that's you have to be in a skyscraper to survive this type of stuff, and a strong one.
I wouldn't even be in a skyscraper.
But it's got to be a strong one.
Hey, are they really?
And none of them are strong anymore. They all tumble down.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was younger and I was like, man, I love America. I love America. I'm going to go live in America. And then when I was out there, I'm like, you guys don't know how to build houses. You guys don't know how to build houses. You really don't. I was like, and I remember I watched that episode of, I had an ex who was fucking crazy about Jersey Shore. She got me into that trash. There was one season where they went to, I think, yeah, they went to Italy one season. And there was a fight between Mike and one of the other guys, Ronnie.
Oh.
And in the middle of the fight, like Mike tried to look like a psycho and was hyping himself up. And he just ran up to the wall and he headbutted the wall. And then the next scene is you see the ambulance there and the guy's got a neck brace on and like he's being taken away and he's like, he nearly put himself in a coma, nearly cracked his skull. And then afterwards he's like, dude, that wall was made of stone. I'm like, what the fuck do you think walls are made out of? And he's like, I thought it was like dry. I thought it was like plaster. Like, I'm like, yeah, I forgot. You guys live in fucking houses made out of fucking paper mache.
Dude,
it's like,
for real.
Well, but even in Jamaica, so I have a patient from Jamaica, and she said that.
You don't have to say it like that.
Well, Jamaica.
Stop. So embarrassing.
She's from. Anyway, she said the houses there are made well better, more better than here.
I feel like
because they like in a hurricane or even for earthquakes, because you get earthquakes there. She said like the houses don't move. They're always there. They're perfectly fine. Nothing wrong.
what was she talking about though? Houses where though? Houses where?
In Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
In Jamaica. All right. I'm guessing they use brick, right?
Cement.
Like
I think.
thick
Cement.
walls of cement.
Thick
Yeah.
walls of cement.
I was laughing, man, when we saw like those news like in America, like going, oh look, these tornadoes and everything, like people talking about like the wind speeds. I'm like, dude, that's a fucking Tuesday here in London. Like,
yeah,
where we like when you talk about the winds that you've got, we're like, why the fuck are you freaking out about that? It's like, oh yeah, dude. I was like, I remember we heard about this in school one time. And I remember like it was primary school because one of my friends was like, didn't they read about the 3 little pigs?
dude,
Like, yeah,
for
we're just
real.
fucking.
Well, tornadoes are quite a bit of energy. They will take a piece of straw and run it through.
Oh
picket
yeah,
fence.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
a thick, like
no.
trees.
During
It's not-
Hurricane Andrew, I had a friend on the second floor in her house. And we do have in Florida, the outer walls are concrete, thank God, because of the hurricanes. Everything else is paper though. So like the roof is still paper, like whatever. But at least the walls are thin concrete. They get the thinnest concrete they could find.
That's great. So
Porous.
the hurricane will just like rip the roof off and suck you out of it and be like, hey, nice
Basically,
house.
yes.
The walls are great.
Exactly. Anyway, and there's like these Spanish tiles on all the roofs. And what happened was all the Spanish tiles became projectiles and like they would like stab through like multiple walls in the house at people. So if you didn't leave for the hurricane, it would like go through the wall or like a window and go through multiple walls, which are paper inside the house.
because
Yeah.
of the tornadoes within the
Yeah,
storm.
there's mini tornadoes inside all the big hurricanes.
It sounds like a Final Destination movie.
It is. It is.
Yes.
I remember
Like
going.
you escaped the house, but the tiles got you, bitch. It's like,
Dude, I remember stories when I was little. I had to like go through the hurricane, and it was like the biggest one. I had one friend who like that was happening to her. Like her and her family decided to stay because they're ridiculous, and they had like the tiles flying through. They barely hit them. Some of them had like scrapes on their arms and stuff from like the tiles like going through and stabbing into the walls and stuff. And then they ended up going onto like the first floor of the house and just hiding in the middle of the house together, just like bundled up. Some people would get like a mattress, a bed mattress. We can't use our stupid foam mattresses.
No, actually, that would absorb.
That
a lot
is
of
bull.
energy.
No, because
it
these
would.
are things that stab you.
Yes, but it's slowing it down.
It won't help.
Spring mattress.
No, spring mattress has the foam plus the springs plus the box spring
Maybe, I
stuff.
don't-
That was
it's
layers.
possible.
Anyways, so they would hold the mattress on top of them, or some people would go into a bathtub and put the mattress and hold it the whole time, like strap the mattress around their bodies and like
But then the stupid people would fill up the bathtub. 'cause they
No,
wanna take a bath at the
stop.
same time.
No. Anyways, so it was like this big thing. And there was a lot of people that I knew in my neighborhood that they like woke up after because it was in the middle of the night, the hurricane. It would last like 8, 9, 10 hours. And then they woke up after the hurricane, after a whole night of violently holding the mattress down in their tub. And they removed the mattress and there was nothing else there. Just them holding on to the mattress and maybe their dog or their cat or whatever. And like that was it. And you were by yourself. But we didn't have flooding. So that was good.
Okay, some positivity in the, it's positive.
Yeah, and then he always gets like weirded out because I have like trauma from hurricanes. So I'm like, we have to leave. We don't stay. Screw this shit. Let's go. And he's always like, why do we have to leave? It's gonna be fine. And I'm like, no, you have no idea. Because I've always been in the experience where like it switched like the last hour and then it direct hits you, or they're like, it's going to be a category 2 and then it jumps to a 5 in the last hour. So like I don't mess with that shit. I get out of Dodge.
I wouldn't. I'm not the kind of person that gets stressed about shit like that. I would just like, if I got a house in America, I don't care if it's made out of paper or stone, I would just put like some seat belts on the floor so that when there's a hurricane, I just strap myself down to the ground. I'm good.
And then you use it for other things, like when you have someone come over.
What are we talking about
here?
Stop.
Floor, get
Yeah.
a feather out,
If you're feeling a little bit grapey one day.
Yeah. Do you have one of those things that you could use this also during the storm? Like it's a ball in the mouth and you like run
Okay,
around?
enough.
So that you don't scream. Cat gets annoying during storms. She screams. So we just use this to shut her up.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so
Put the ball gag in. But wait, why is there a butt plug too? I don't know, in case she screams out of the other end.
Why is it hooked up to the electrical socket? I don't know. For additional fun.
Oh, God.
yes. Wow. We're not talking just about the weather. I mean, I guess.
You'd have some of those water wings, the little water wings for when kids are learning how to swim. You'd need that as well, Kat.
No, I never had those. And you know how I learned how to swim?
Oh, no, I'm not talking about for swimming. I'm talking about so your arms don't wobble in the wind.
Oh, shut up. Stupid ass. Anyways, so I learned how to swim by going to one of those water parks.
Anyway.
Yes, I am. But one of those water parks where there's like 2, 3, 10, 30 mile high, like a slide that goes almost straight down and you do like one at a time. That's okay. So how I learned how to swim was my beautiful, wonderful freaking parents decided that they're going to put me, I was like, what, 3, 4, 5? I don't know. I don't think it was legal. They just like, okay, here, go down the slide, honey. We'll see you later. And they have like 5 minutes between because they don't want anyone hitting each other at that velocity. And then the pool that you go into is over 12 feet deep because you hit it so freaking hard that you go deep into the water. You almost bounce off the floor before you come up.
Yep.
And that's how I learned how to swim because I did know how to swim. But like I popped up, there's no lifeguard. There's no people around. It's just me alone in this pool.
She was like, I'm going to die.
And then I'm like, well, I guess I better figure it out. And I started kicking. And that's how I learned how to swim.
Nice.
That happened to me. I was at the bottom. Some really hot lifeguard.
Yeah, I
came and
survived,
got
Stephen.
me. I don't know whether she gave me mouth to mouth, but
here we go.
I thought she was really attractive.
Finish the story.
Wow.
That's
So
it.
some old lady made out
No,
with
she
you.
wasn't old.
She was older than you.
Well, she was older than me. I was very, very young.
Uh-huh.
I had nearly drowned, but
oh God, that's so
I
disgusting.
You felt her boobs in your face, and you just knew that
Yes.
life was worth living again.
Yeah. I don't know what I should have saved her. No, I'm pretty sure there was no resuscitation involved. Definitely nearly drowned. If it weren't for her. Yeah.
She pulled you out of the water, and she just started trying to breathe into your mouth, and every breath, your dick grew more and more.
But I just acted more and more dead.
She's like, I'm inflating his penis.
And then I just whisper, "Can you try using tongue?"
How embarrassing. This is why I like don't go to pools. I would never save a child because of this one.
I had enough testosterone going through me that I definitely was excited.
Oh God.
Started early. What?
Anyways, freak. So
There was no
It's a natural response, Kat.
the important thing is that when push comes to shove, I learned how to swim and you almost died.
But he almost died happy though.
What?
That you almost died happy though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was a different type of person from the waist down, so that was what was holding me down.
Oh my God. Anyways,
Filtering
so
myself.
Damon, have you ever almost drowned?
Oh yeah, there was some piece of shit in the swimming pool one time when I was a kid. I was about like 13, 14, and he was a few years older, and he just kind of like just decided it'd be fun to dunk my head under the water and just hold me there for as long as possible.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like
Yeah.
my brother.
Same. I had that experience too. You know, Damon, I heard that people who are drowned like us get psychic abilities.
Well, I was at the point where I was almost about to breathe in water, and I had to do something. I was freaking out. I was panicking. So, yeah, the only time I grabbed the guy's junk and I just twisted it as hard as I fucking could.
Did you pull it off?
Nearly. I just grabbed a bunch of whatever the fuck was there, and I just twisted it as hard as I could.
Awesome.
I
And,
didn't have that luxury
it
because I
worked.
was a girl.
You can still hit him in the bunt.
What's the fuck?
You just
The gunt.
gunt.
That shit doesn't work. You guys are dumb. That
No,
doesn't
no,
hurt.
it-
It doesn't hurt. Stop. People are terrible.
I've kicked a lot of women
They were
accidentally
They were
in martial
faking
arts.
it. They were faking it.
No, they
it's
didn't
not
like
that. It's not.
It's not the same.
It's not that
Not
the
the
same.
same.
This chick was determined to kill me.
It's like
She
boxing,
had it.
Cat. When you punch people in the right place, there's like a nerve bundle on the jaw and on the chin, right? And if you kick them hard enough in that nerve bundle they've got there, like the clit, it just overloads and switches them off.
Oh God.
It's true.
Or
True
on.
story.
Could be on. Could be like,
Okay.
oh wow, could you do that again? I'll hold you down.
She's like,
more."
nobody's ever made me feel that good, Steve.
Yeah. Thankfully, I was saved by her mom. That was good.
Wait, the bitches, man.
Yeah, the skank's mom.
Mm.
But like, that's why I have like trust issues with women because like they've either tried to
Ethan makes a
drown
good
me.
point. Cat, stand up.
No, I'm not doing it.
Well, you don't believe it's true, so
No, I don't want to test it, but I don't believe that.
why?
Look,
But you don't believe it's true.
look, if you want to hurt somebody as much as she wanted to hurt, because she was jealous of me, because obviously, but like if you want to hurt somebody as much as she wanted to hurt me, you could stomach some pain that they do and still hold them down.
Yeah.
In fact,
Unless it took her by surprise.
Look, she struggled a good while fighting her mom off before she let me go too. It wasn't like an easy thing. It wasn't a quick thing. She was still very determinedly trying to make sure she finished the job before her mom like intervened. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And then she tried to throw me down the stairs. I told you about that time.
Wait, what the fuck happened here? What did you do to her?
Look, it's a long story. But
We'll get into it. We've got time.
well, basically, it was, you know how like I don't like women that much. I'm very scared of women.
Shock.
Well, it's because they always try to murder me for some reason. So like
Because
I
it's so hard.
No. Okay,
Why is
so
it like so hard being a hot chick?
I was like 4. I wasn't even a hot chick. I had a like a baby gut.
4, or are you just
Probably no.
exaggerating?
It's probably maybe 5, 6.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was the time when you okay.
What? You don't know anything. What are you talking
No,
about?
but I mean, was that when you had all the stuff?
Abortions.
What the? I was a 5-year-old.
She was a walking abortion.
Stop.
No, when you had all the stuff that your father kept buying you.
Oh no, that was before I had like a playroom and an outdoor. This was when we lived in the apartment still. So like we were not in like super jealousy territory. So it did get worse for me as my situation improved in life, unfortunately, because you know how girls be. Anyways, so I lived in an apartment, but my parents were still together, right? And most people in apartments were like dirt poor single moms, right? So then this chick was there with her single mom and her sister or whatever. And she would go to my house and like my dad would like bake us cookies and brownies and stuff like that. And she was so jealous of my dad that she like wanted him to be her dad in a very like a fatal attraction type way. She's like, he's going to be my dad. He doesn't even like you. He doesn't even, your father doesn't even like you. And all
That's
this.
why
And
he
I'd just
divorced
be
your
like,
mother.
huh?
I said, that's why he divorced your mother. The divorce was your fault, bitch.
No. My parents were still together. Her
Oh,
parents
okay.
were separated. So anyways, so like, you know, my dad's very involved. Dad, every time we went to play, my dad's watching us. Her single mom didn't care if she lived or died, you know? So my dad's over there watching us. He's like, he gets his, you know, stuff from the ice cream truck and stuff. Like he's involved, dad. And she doesn't have a dad. And she's pissed off about it. So then she starts saying, like, you know, my dad, your dad likes me more and you know he wishes I was his child. He told me that. I'm like, no bitch, he did not tell you that. And I started laughing because I'm just like, this is so sad, you know? Anyway, and that's when she starts drowning me.
Yeah,
That's gonna make him love you even more.
Anyways, so then that happened. And then another time, like months later, we made up after that. She said she wouldn't do it again and that she was sorry and all this bullshit.
I'm
Right?
sorry, I won't drown you again.
And then she kind of like took me into like one of those like staircases that's like cement staircases all the way outside of the building. And then she's like corners me and then she's trying to push me down the stairs and I'm like away from the rail, so I have nothing but the wall to hold on to, and she's trying to push me off and like there's no railing beyond it, so like I would have been like a few floors up. I would have been dead basically.
Okay, but the question is, why were you still hanging out with
there
this
was
person?
nobody else to hang out with.
Fine, don't hang out with anyone.
She's like, I need a friend, even if my friend tries to kill me.
What'd you say?
I was just saying, like, Kat's like, I need a friend, even if that friend's gonna kill me.
Dude, when you're little, you just want to hang out with people. You just want to be like in the group and you let shit go.
That assignment in school, like, write about your best friend. Like, what are the good things? What are the bad things? She's great. She's the only one I can hang out with, but she tries to kill me sometimes.
And the good
But like,
thing is
apart from
she's
that,
breathing.
Look, this was before elementary school, young. So like there was nobody else to play with. All right. And I was bored out of my mind. I didn't have siblings.
Close death. You know, that actually seems like a
Also,
fun
her
thing
sister
to
was
do.
super sweet to me, right? Until this particular moment where her sister tried to like push me down the stairs. And then I started screaming. And because my dad is so fucking awesome, even though he was miles away, this dude with his laser like parenting skills could somehow Spidey sense knew this was happening and ran over and saved me right before they pushed me down. And then he pushed them out of the way and he grabbed me and took me home.
And that's when they died.
No. And then they came over and they said they were going to press charges against him because he pushed them. And even their mom was like, I think we're going to go home. And she apologized. And then that was it with them.
Have you seen these people?
No, I don't want to.
I'd be just curious.
Yeah, I did look them up on Facebook. I never saw them. Never found them. So generic white girls.
They're in prison for killing their next friends.
They're in government. They were head of the Katrina. Well, this is how it wraps in. Head of the Katrina Hurricane Relief Fund.
Sure. Anyways, so that happened. And was there any other time that a girl tried to kill me? Huh? Because I feel like this happens a lot.
Well,
for some
whenever
reason.
you drive,
What?
yeah, whenever you drive, you get into arguments with people around you, and you start trying to cut each other off, and then like, we're not in some, Daytona
No.
race.
No. It's called what's it called? GTA. That's how I grew up.
That's fine. You don't have to do that in the car.
We're in Vice City. That's how you drive here. Oh, I never told you this. There was this guy when I used to go to work every day in the morning on the highway. For some reason, we both left at exactly the same time and we both merged onto like the highway at the same time. And we would both like swerve and try to like beat each other. He was in like an expensive, like big car. He was rich as shit. Like you could tell, like this is like rich dude, and I was in some shitty Corolla or something, and we're like swerving like this every day, and then we'd say bye to each other at the end, and then we'd do it again the next day.
So little did you know he was stalking you.
No, he wasn't stalking me.
Timing
We just happened to keep going at this, and then we would just like do this shit. But it was like every day.
Into him every day. Like it's weird. This creepy stalker guy.
He wasn't a stalker because I could have been the stalker to him.
And are you completely
Wait, Cat. Was he good looking?
No. He was like an elderly, like rich, cool looking elderly man.
Cool looking.
Elderly or
like 65. How old are you?
I'm not gonna say.
Anyway, so like a 65-year-old cool dude, but he looked like he had a gut, but like he looked chill, like he had money.
Stalking you. He wanted to have you nice and
No, stop. No, because it started because he cut me off, and then like I wouldn't let it go, and I kept cutting him off 50 times over again. And then the next day we saw each other and did it again, and then it became fun.
For you, maybe not for
No,
him.
he would wave to me and smile at me and say, "See you tomorrow." What? This is why women shouldn't drive.
That's why we have to have drivers.
Yes.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Anyways, look. Nobody died. We were safe. It was fine. You know what? It was the highlight of his day, I'm sure.
I love how Kat just has the most deluded idea of herself. Like this is kind of delusional level of self-importance. It's amazing.
What?
These girls tried to kill me, but it's because they loved my dad and I had the best dad ever, and he loved me more than them. And then he pushed them out of the way and saved my life. They were just jealous because I'm so hot.
I wasn't hot when I was 5 or 6.
Like all these women who want to kill me, I don't know why. Can't have anything to do with the fact that I'm just so fucking gorgeous.
That happened later, Damon.
65-year-old dude who stalked me was just waiting in his car for me to come out. And
there she is again. Let's go. Push it, Margaret.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. Punch it.
Anyways, so that's did anybody else try to kill me? I've told you stories. Do you remember?
Nothing comes to mind. There have been. I mean, there was a crackhead that tried to.
Oh yeah, there was a crackhead that, but poor crackhead. He was on crack.
he was jealous that you had pretty teeth.
I had teeth. Anything?
No,
I don't remember anybody
that's
else
fine.
that tried to kill me or
They
something.
need to make a slasher film, and Kat needs to be the girl in it who's just like, every time somebody tries to kill, it's like, you're so fucking jealous because I'm hot.
Oh my God.
She's like the final girl. She's like this narcissistic version of Jamie Lee Curtis.
Wait a minute. Jamie Lee Curtis is like
a dude.
Very dude-like, possibly hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
That's why I said she's got a mannish face, but back in the day, she did have the best body. She did. Gotta say it. Sorry, she did.
For he, she, yes.
No, for anyone. Like that. Like honestly, no.
There was a
yeah.
lot of no. There was a lot of shadows and stuff in all the scenes. It was like, what's going on here?
Was there possibly a body double with her?
Yeah, we never know because everything
No,
is fake.
you do.
The
Look
whole
at
world is fake.
trading. Look at trading places. Look at like even when she was older, she still worked on that body. She had to. She was one of those women who just had such an unfortunate face that she had to bring the body. She had to bring the body up to like a level 10.
Yeah.
Well, good for her. Anyways, is there anything else?
No.
Nobody tried to kill you?
Yeah, I've had people try to kill
But
me.
like for real, try to kill you, not just like because you guys were playing your ninjas.
No, there was neighborhood kids that tried to kill me, and then
Because
one
you were
time-
cute?
No, I do think it was just that I have no idea.
What did
was
you
going
have
through
that
their
they
head.
wanted?
I don't know.
Don't be naive.
Two
They
parents?
saw you-
I
did they see your
seriously
junk?
don't know. I don't know.
Did they see your junk?
One kid, I nearly killed him, and then he just left me alone.
Good for you, honey.
Because I was reading judo books.
That's all it takes. Just
No,
read the books and osmosis.
No.
Now you have all the skills.
No, but I wanted he had been bullying me for quite some time. So I was reading these judo books that my brother had, who also was bullied. And then I went into
Great,
a
you're getting bullied for being a nerd, and your solution is
So
I'm
you
going to
were
read
a
another
nerd?
book.
I don't know if I was a nerd.
You don't know if you were a nerd. Is this a real?
I can't say that I was a nerd.
You can't
No.
say.
I was homeschooled. I mean, that's.
Did you beat him up with the book? Just start hitting him with the book.
No. I was trying to do a judo throw, and a fence got in the way. A metal fence with a pole.
Don't say anything illegal, Stephen.
No.
And he cracked his neck against it and died.
It went almost into his eye.
No, it
and-
didn't. He fell.
And then
You
Yes.
weren't there,
Cat.
you dumbass.
Cat, sure, statute of limitations is over now.
No,
all
it's
good.
not. We don't have
completely
statutes
over.
of
It's complete-
limitations
no,
in this
There is a
country.
statute of limitations.
No, there
Completely
isn't.
Over. Yeah, way
No.
gone. No,
No.
it's gone.
Anyways,
Anyway,
let's have a nice end of
Cat,
the day.
nothing happened to him. He just had a cut above his eye.
That's something.
And-
Don't admit to anything.
Which
So-
gave him tetanus, and he died horribly later on.
Oh my gosh.
He's a criminal now.
Does
so what
does
it matter?
anybody? Oh, you know that my boyfriend when I was 3 years old
You have a boyfriend
died.
that's 3 years old?
No, I was.
Yeah,
3
he was 26 and she was 3, and it was
He was 5. He used to hold my hand.
Oh, that's sexual harassment. We need to look this little boy up.
Anyway, so I was 3 and he was 5, and he would hold my hand and like protect me from the other kids. And then he would like lift me up and put me on the truck when they were playing so I could see them play their sports. And I would cheer them on. It was so cute. Don't be jealous. It's not a good look. Anyways,
It's jealousy. This is shame.
so I found out he passed away. Crack.
Steve's now like good.
She deserved it. This is what it all started there. Went downhill.
Aw.
Crack?
Dude, that's what I was told, like some sort of drugs or something.
I bet in Kat's mind,
Oh God.
the reason why was that when she was like 4 and broke up with him, his life just went on a downward spiral. He was 6 years old. He was 6 years old and sniffing glue. And then when he got into secondary school, he started sniffing markers. And then all of a sudden he transitioned to crack. And it's all because Kat was just like, no, she dumped him in the sandbox that day. And it's like he was just jealous that he couldn't have me.
No, he had a bad family life, even though he was a very sweet boy.
Then it became trans crack.
No, stop with. Why do you have to talk about trans? Nobody's
He
talking
trans
about
into
trans.
crack.
Oh, Jesus.
I was talking about transitioning into crack. He's trans crack.
Okay. Anyways,
What?
we
It's
can't.
like I'm transparent.
we just can't. We can't have a nice story.
About a 4-year-old kid who died after you broke up with him.
It wasn't
crack.
it wasn't because I broke up with him.
The boy died of crack eventually, but he died of crack. Maybe not at 4, but he died of crack.
Oh,
Crack baby.
Does anybody want to hear my new single?
No.
Sure. Yes. Oh, let's hear it.
Okay, this is about a dystopian future.
Why don't you make songs about like these 5-year-old kids who like kill themselves and
What? What do you want? What do you want me to make a song about?
Why don't you make songs about these 5-year-old kids who ended up killing themselves after dating you, and
Could.
girls who just want to like drown you and whatever, or
You
throw you
lift
down
me
the stairs?
up when I was 4.
Stop!
Put me
is
up high
ridiculous.
so you could look at me like a whore.
What are you talking about? Anyways, this song is called Cattles in the Sky. And it is about how, like, you
It
see,
sounds like a shitty country song. Is this about a tornado again?
No, this is about like when the drones come and take and watch us because we're the cattle. So you see these cow here, they represent us humans because we're just the slaves, the cattle, if you will, the long pigs of the world. And then the elites come and they have
Sometimes short pigs. Or short chubby pigs.
nobody's going to be able to be chubby in the future
I'm not talking about that.
because
Said
we're going to
long
eat
pig,
the bugs. Oh
short
my
pig,
gosh.
Never mind.
No, we're going to eat the chubby people.
Oh my God. Yes. Next one, I'm going to do a Taylor Swift song about my ex when I was 3.
But now you fucking died of crack, so fuck you.
Wait, hold on. This is a metal song because, you know, I'm in my metal era where we're doing.
Is it light metal or heavy metal?
It's obviously heavy metal with a lot of screaming.
So it's gold, lead. Is it lead? How heavy are we talking? Platinum?
The heck are you talking about? Who did I hit? I didn't hit anybody. You mean this one? Do I hit you? Tell them. Tell them I don't hit you.
Oh, you sound so convincing, Kat.
What? It's important to convince the people.
She doesn't hit me. No.
Say it louder.
No,
I don't. Explain to them that you never have been hit.
I can tell him or I'll smack you.
You know, I can't sit down next to her without some finger going up between the cheeks. So I feel like I'm being used. Please, someone save me.
You like it. Tell them you
No,
like it.
I don't like
Tell
it.
them
It's
you
annoying.
like it.
It's like sitting on a nail. I'm sitting, got nails like they're long. No, it's not good. Not a good.
I would so laugh if you guys got swatted now and the guys just came in and be like, "Sir, are you okay? Are you okay?"
Please, Mr. Police Officer, take me now. Not that way. No, not gay. Not really.
Oh, he'll take you, honey. Mm-hmm. Take you a long time.
These assless chaps are not for you, Mr. Officer. Sorry.
Oh, did you learn anything this weekend?
Learned a lot of things.
Anything you want to share with the class?
Oh my gosh, I've definitely aged well. Wow.
Tell them about.
Oh, it's horrifying out there. Oh man.
Okay, we're not going to say our age, but Stephen is severely elderly. Go
I'm
on.
not severely elderly, but
Severely elderly.
I haven't seen some of these people in 15, about 14 years of them. Yeah, 14 years, almost 15 years.
Uh-huh.
And age has not done them well. Well, I don't know what's going on. I don't. It just doesn't make sense to me. These are health professionals, and they're not doing anything. I don't get it. Like, and then it's disturbing. I'm still processing. But yeah,
So do you like how I yell at you to make sure you stay in good shape?
Yeah, I do. Rounded shape and
no.
Is round good? I don't know. I mean, it's the eye beholder. If you like apples, yeah. Yes, I.
So
do,
what
I
are
do
some
appreciate
things
it.
like for the class that you could share that I do to you to keep you in shape?
You slap me a lot. No.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
Very firming to the butt cheeks.
Well, that's to tighten them up. Yes,
that's to tighten
I do
them.
like to keep them cheeks tight.
The toning
Mhm.
slap.
Yes.
She wants to know that you've got a good future in prison in case you end up there.
I've got like this 10-step facial program that
That I-
ChatGPT has forced on me
That
that
I
she says
created.
that she created, but
with
ChatGPT.
chat with the collaboration.
Yeah, I think ChatGPT is having a joke, and
Do you or do you not look better?
Yeah, well, I look the same.
Tell no, you don't look the same. You don't look the same.
I did add peptides. So
No,
I do think
no,
those
and
have
your patients.
something.
When I gave you your
Yes.
skincare routine, your patients
Yes.
were like, "What are
Someone-
you doing?"
They say like, "You look glowing." What's his name? Lucifer.
What the heck?
No, I'm joking. Yeah, I have been taking some things that really help with the
Adrenochrome.
Uh-huh.
Adrenochrome.
Yes, that's on the weekend.
Unfortunately, is not one of them. I think it would look better if I did that.
Yeah.
So we should.
I know, but we haven't seen your kids in a long time.
Yeah.
So
Well, we use the ones from China.
they got
because
sacrificed.
Well, because the Uyghurs apparently.
Oh my God! Shut up,
Really
Steven.
good adrenochrome.
Just talk about what you do.
Astaxanthin. I've been taking that for I don't know, nearly 20 years. That
What?
gets astaxanthin. It's an antioxidant. It's found in algae. It's what makes salmon pink. It's what makes shrimp pink. It's what makes
him pink now.
It's what makes me pink. I swear, my fat's got to be pink because I've been taking this stuff. For the
He
longest
is going to
time.
be delicious if we need to cannibalize.
Fish oil
And healthy. He's gonna be-
avoiding omega-6s.
He's definitely got. He's he's marbleized and omega-3
But
primarily.
there is one thing that I do think is important. You got to marinate your alcohol.
See, that's the one thing that I feel like we need to cut out, and then you would be tight.
Are you saying I'm a little loose right now?
Yeah. If you stop the alcohol, you would immediately tighten up so much that you would look like 20 years younger.
Maybe you need to maybe I need to keep doing that because then all these people would start going, "Oh, she's so delicious."
I feel like you're safe. And
Um,
only dudes have ever done that in my presence to you.
Well, the looks I've been getting. And there's zinc, there's your minerals, there's gotta abuse your face. Anytime you abuse tissue, it actually stimulates collagen and elastin. Use your PEMS. Not a lot lately. Electricity is important. BET, got to do that.
PET, what is,
BET,
what is that?
Black Education Television.
No. What are you talking about?
Blood electrification treatment. So
You do that yourself?
Yeah, I've been doing it. So you see me.
You
on the
have
couch.
never done that
Yeah,
to
it's
me.
the patches that I put on. You won't do. You think it's witchcraft?
Look, I just need to check the
It's
Bible
physics.
first. I
It's
don't feel. I
physics.
feel like it's like woo shit.
Okay, Damon, do you or do you not think that? No, you're probably gonna. This is a bad question, but a pendulum.
Yeah.
When you put it over
Witchcraft.
An electrical field,
Witchcraft.
it'll actually rotate.
Yeah.
Any heavy object, really. You could use a cat, anything. So if you take a battery, put it on the positive side, I think it goes counterclockwise. Put it over the negative side. No, yeah. Positive side, it goes clockwise. Negative side goes counterclockwise.
Well, the current goes from negative to positive. Yeah.
Yeah. So the same thing. We're electric bodies. So we have an electric current. It's, I think, 5 millivolts. It can go up or down depending on our pathologies. So you put it over the centers of our electrical centers. Some people call them chakras. Oh my goodness. They call them chakras because there's electrical centers, but they do actually, the pendulum will actually, you put it over that center and will actually turn.
Because the demons start twisting it.
Oh yeah, it's the demons. And then if let's say it's spinning in the wrong direction, well, you can take a scalar energy device. It's called the sun, or it could be like an aha halo or aha halo. I've done that with patients, and
he's
I've
got these
checked because
friggin'
I
weird
like testing
devices.
stuff out. I like testing stuff out, and I had heard that if you want to repolarize cells so that they can take on a charge, you need to repolarize them correctly, and then they'll take on a charge. So then you can actually.
Yeah. It's like if you've got a cable that's, even if it's a shielded cable, and you've been using it for a long time, let's say plugged into your devices a certain way, where it's going from the source to the output, right? If you then switched that cable around after like 5 years or so, it wouldn't be as effective if you tested the circuits afterwards, because basically the atoms in the cable are arranged a different way.
Oh.
And now that signal doesn't pass through it as effectively. Same thing
Interesting.
happens if you leave coiled up cables lying on top of devices that have got a charge running through them. Like if you've got like let's say, if you go to a gig and there's some sound systems set up, let's say that there's a really big powerful amp that's there, and some people have left like cables coiled up on them, and then you hook those cables up, it will act like a capacitor, and it fucks up the alignment. Now, most of the time, people aren't really going to hear a difference, but if you've got like a really big soundstage setup, you can notice that there's performance issues with some of those things. But with regards to like the human body that you've mentioned, there's a book called Magnetobiology, which went a long way to explain why 5G towers were causing problems. I don't know if you saw that there was a lot of shit that was going around when 5G launched. They showed trees that were like all dead within a certain radius of where 5G towers were. And people were saying, oh, it's bullshit, it's bullshit, it's bullshit. And they said, oh, well, if you look at the frequency, it's not a dangerous frequency. It doesn't do anything. It's not actually that bad. Like, if you look at how it affects the human body. But one thing that they said it does do, which was a problem, and don't forget that 5G happened at the same time that COVID launched, remember?
Mm.
And there was videos of people in China, in Wuhan, who were like falling apart everywhere. One of the things that they tried to cover up for a long time was that Wuhan was the first place where they actually launched 5G. They put 5G towers in Wuhan, where people were just dropping dead at the train stations. And what they did say was true with regards to the frequency was that, if you look at atoms, if you look at the protons, neutrons, electrons, and everything else, if you look at an oxygen molecule, when 5G signals occur, and you look at oxygen molecules around that 5G signal, or the frequency that they put out, what happens is the electron spin changes, and it's still an oxygen molecule. It's just the electron spin rotates a different way. And on its own, that doesn't really sound like a big deal because it's still an oxygen molecule, okay? So it can still bind with your hemoglobin, and you'll still get oxyhemoglobin, everything else like that, or so you think. Because what actually happens is that when you actually look at that electron that's got a different spin on an oxygen molecule, they found out that it doesn't actually bind to hemoglobin in the same way that a normal oxygen molecule does. And they found that if you do have certain molecules in your body, certain chemicals that are trying to work, like if you look at like your, sodium, potassium pumps and things like that, if those electrons have got the incorrect spin on them, they don't actually function the way they should. And one of the biggest things where they were finding that these people were desaturating. They didn't, their oxygen sats were like around 70 something to 80 something rather than, over 94%. And you can say, oh, it's COVID. It's a virus. It's got nothing to do with this new tech that we're trying out. But yeah, check it out. Magnetobiology talks a lot about that.
So yeah, I've seen a lot of what's she doing?
What?
But we're living in a day and age where we've got so many fucking devices with so many magnetic fields around them, and if they can fuck up your body and throw it out of whack in that kind of way, then yeah, like that makes sense. Like running a current through your blood, I guess, trying to realign everything.
The idea is more to add electrons to the blood as it passes by an artery that's close to the skin. You do it at 4 hertz, low amplitude. You should just feel it. Shouldn't be strong. the PEMF just runs a electromagnetic pulse through the tissue. The one that I have goes 16 inches. It's 7,000 Gauss.
Tell
at
them
the
how many
surface.
inches it is.
16 inches.
Very nice.
Yes, Steve, you took it like a dirty little girl.
And so that adds electrons deep into the tissue.
Deep.
That adds electrons to immune cells. They actually look brighter under a dark field microscope. And anyway, it also helps with collagen, elastin production, and cell health. Were you going to show your music video?
I got bored. But look, let's look at Women Are Retarded.
She's like a squirrel. Look, nuts.
This
one's a nut.
From my favorite comedian, my favorite.
She's
female.
amazing. She's amazing. I admit that this girl proves women can be comedians. Only her though, but yeah, she's the only one.
There is an epidemic of ugly women online complaining that men are not handsome enough for them. You heard it right. Ugly women who don't know they're ugly complaining about the men that they are well suited for. What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Women have been lying to each other for the last, how long has feminism been going on? Well, however long that is. And it's really ramped up in the last 20 to 30 years where we've seen this body positivity, everyone's beautiful, everyone's valuable bullshit. So now what we have is an epidemic of level 4, 5, 6, 304s thinking that they are God's gift to men. And the irony is totally lost on them when the internet has been reacting with absolute vitriol towards them because it seems as if they don't own a mirror. Let's start with patient 0. Now you'll notice she's Asian. That means 4 points taken off automatically on the attractive scale. I don't make up the rules. It is what it is. Now, if you are a boomer or a man over 65 with a retirement plan who's on his 3rd divorce, you get 4 more points for attractiveness as an Asian. I don't make the rules. It's just what it is.
All very much aware we are living through a chopped man epidemic, and there's a big shortage of baddies. It's gone so bad to the point that, like, if I see an attractive man, it genuinely makes my day. I was walking on the sidewalk earlier and I saw a cute guy in his car, so I waved to him and he smiled back at me. And obviously he drove away after that. But I was like, oh my God, a cute guy? This was at 6:50 p.m. It's 7:17 and I'm still like, oh my God. And I feel like this is going to empower me through my evening. Like, wow, I actually saw an attractive man today. Like, diamond in the rough, needle in the haystack. Seriously. So
This is why you're not allowed to smile in public.
What if I make it creepy?
No smiling.
Just like
if a woman
good,
looks
hard
at you,
contact and
no,
start,
Hooker,
rubbing
look,
something.
stop, Hooker.
But no, I like what he said there though. What about if it's creepy? What about if it's a smile like, I want to make a lamp out of your skin?
Dexter.
No, okay,
I've done that
okay.
before.
I
did it with your friends.
I'm some other woman on the street and I see you and I go, what do you do?
How much?
No.
Yes, definitely.
No.
Do you take the tip?
No. What the heck is this?
Just be like, hey, babe, how'd you like to come back to my place? I'll chain you up for 3 or 4 months. Make sure we get rid of that fat off the back of your arms, and then we can have some fun.
How many fingers?
No, tell them what happened when you go to the bank.
Do you fist or not?
Stop.
Just say no.
Just
Awesome.
Answer.
Let's go.
Tell them.
What?
What happens when you go to the bank?
They give me money.
No. What do
It's
all
not
the-
my money. They
Shut
just
up.
give me money. They take
Quiet,
it, please.
Quiet, whore. Tell them what all the women that work in the bank do.
They smile like they do with
Nobody else. They smile like they don't do with
I have noticed
anybody
that
else.
lately.
Right?
Like, hello. Yeah, they all know my name. There's actually a Brit from London that.
Oh yeah, you said
Stop
you
telling
mentioned.
me so you know about this chick.
No, it's dude.
Well, I don't care what it is. 13% of married men.
She
are
knows what a
banging
four you are. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman.
Did you hear about that stat? 13. I think I sent you this. 13% of married men are banging dudes on the side.
13%.
What? Not higher? I mean,
Is this 13% of married men who cheat, or 13% of married men in general?
In general.
What the fuck? No, I don't believe that.
Married men in South.
No, in America.
In America.
In America.
I think it could be higher because.
Oh, definitely. If 13% admit it, there's
got to be.
It's probably way more than that.
Because like there's some.
How many married women are cheating with other women?
I don't think it's anywhere near 13%.
That's not cheating. Come on, it's not cheating.
Oh, shut up.
It's not. It's a threesome that's waiting to happen.
Right. You know, the guy would be like,
It's that the guy hasn't walked in yet. They
just
keep
like-
waiting if the guy's going to walk in.
invite me, you know, let me know it's happening and I'll walk in and, you know, I'll sit in the cuck chair and we just go at it. What?
You don't sit on the cuck chair. You get in the middle.
Oh, God.
You get in the
Depends
middle.
on who it is.
Okay. Stop.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No.
It would be cheating. It would be cheating if your wife is fucking an ugly bitch.
Yes.
Or
if it's a dyke, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with throwing hands at a dyke. Like, if it's a proper bull dyke,
might as well be a dude.
that's but you're basically hitting a dude who doesn't have a dick.
Oh my God.
It's like, no. If you're gonna cheat with another woman, she better be at least as good looking at you as you, if not better. I want to be able to know that I can trade up after we're done with this threesome if I have to.
Jesus.
Oh, that's
no. Anyways.
Well.
No.
Steve's thinking now.
Ridiculous.
I've given him an idea.
But then she.
That's all I wanted to do.
Whore. So I can't trust that bitch.
Anyways.
Well, but you can trust that maybe she'll bring another even better looking girl.
No. Then it would be like a constant. No.
Yeah, you're constantly upgrading, dude. This is it. You're starting to think about it the right way. Women are like mobile phones. Every few years, you're going to get a new, better model.
But you're still paying more for each model. And every time you upgrade, you're paying for that upgrade. It's better to keep the good old school.
Wow.
So you want to settle with, you're basically saying that she's an old Nokia 3330.
No,
and you're just playing it safe.
No, she's like the Rolls Royce.
No, bitch. Am I a flip phone?
You're not even a flip phone, Kat. You're not even a flip phone. You're one of the old grayscale screens.
No, not even that. You know those those wireless phones that you use in your house?
You're a landline, Kat.
Oh my God.
No, but a wireless a fancy landline. You can walk across the room with.
Yeah. You're a ham radio.
Oh my God.
You know what? You're a cup on a string. That's what you.
Oh my God, you guys. Terrible.
You're smoke signals, bitch.
Anyways.
You're a drum in the
forest. Stop. We got it. Let it fade. Let it fade away.
You're a messenger pigeon.
No! Oh my God.
With a heart of gold.
Stop. You guys are so annoying. Anyways,
I keep playing the ugly chick.
Okay, fine. How do I put it back?
That's what she said.
Stop. I will beat you.
So as we're all very much aware.
Right. She comes on here talking about a chopped man epidemic looking like that. What the hell is going on? Is nobody telling these women that they're ugly and that they need to lower their standards? Do you have any like self-aware? I don't know I'm lost for words. I don't know. Are these 304s getting like really hot dudes or something? Why do they think Why would this woman think that a chopped man is not exactly the only thing that she can get? I'll tell you why. Because they're hoes. Hoes are sleeping around and they're sleeping with men way above their league. And this makes them think, ooh, I'm attractive enough to get this man. That means that's the only level that I'm going to date. Now, let me tell you something, sweetie. Men will sleep with a range of anything. Now, not all men. There are high quality, like that guy you saw in the car. Notice that he drove away. Does that tell you something? He drove away, sweetie. Do you think if you were Angelina Jolie and you waved to him, he would have drove away? No, he would have pulled over and he would have asked for your number. That tells you something. Cut it out, okay? Because you're sleeping with men way more attractive than you, and you think that you can get that man. And what you don't understand is they're just using you. And I know you grew up in the post-feminist era that told you that, oh, we're all equal, and a man sleeping with a woman is the same as a woman sleeping with a man, and you're using him too. I know you live in La La Land, but none of that's true. None of it's true. Because men, they can bounce back from a sexual interaction and have no emotional recourse from it. Okay, men can bounce back from a sexual interaction. It can mean nothing to them. And I know that there's a lot of you out there who like, doesn't mean anything to me either. If that's where you're genuinely at, I feel sorry for you. You have broken something inside of you that is sacred in womanhood, that's about bonding. And the feminists have stole this from you because they hate you and they want you to be miserable. And I know you think I'm really mean, but I'm actually somebody who's being incredibly compassionate right now because I'm telling you a truth that's going to help you out of your misery. So I've prepared a list to help unattractive women realize that they're unattractive. Because I realize that no one's going to tell you your face because they don't want to hurt your feelings. And usually when you tell a woman the truth, she cries and screams and throws a temper tantrum and demands that you change what you said, thinking that if she can get you to change what you said, she can make it untrue. Think about it, girls. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. I did the same thing. My man told me I was gaining a little weight. I told him he was a faggot. It didn't change that I was a little fat. You know what did? Taking that information in and not eating donuts. So for my chopped 304s who don't realize that they're chopped, I've prepared a list to help you, okay? Here's some of the things that would give away that you are in fact a 5 or below. Number 1, you work in an office. No attractive woman works in an office for longer than it takes for the CEO to start banging her and setting her up in an apartment. I'm telling you right now, if you work in an office and you've been doing it for years on years, you are at best average and most likely below average. Here's what happens when an attractive woman starts working in an office. All the harpies start attacking her. They attack and they attack and they attack until she's either fired, she quits, or she starts sleeping with the boss's son. Attractive women are not long for the office. Here's another sign that you are average or below average in looks as a woman. You take the bus. No attractive woman can take the bus because she will be raped. No attractive woman will be fucked. You will never see an attractive woman at a bus stop. Why? She'll either be picked up and trafficked, or she's got a man who loves her enough who'll drive her wherever she needs to go. Here's another sign that you are average or below average. You post a picture on Instagram and there are tons of comments telling you how beautiful you are from other ugly women. You look at those comments of those women and they say, wow, you're so beautiful. Then you look at them and go, oh, of course you think that because you're ugly. I got bad news for you, sweetie. You guys are on the same level of attractiveness. Ugly women love to boost other ugly women because even though they're pretending not to know, they know the truth. They think that if they can bring down the scale of attractiveness to the level that they're at, so everybody's on that level, then they cannot be revealed for being the hideous monsters that they actually are. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to want to be with some slob who lets himself go and doesn't take care of himself. That's not quite what I'm saying. But have you noticed this phenomenon? Have you noticed that you'd see a man who kind of looks like Tony Soprano with a really attractive younger woman? And you're like, now we all know Tony Soprano, he's not going to be on the firefighters calendar of the year. That's not the body women are dreaming of. But this is a pretty common trope. Why? Because that man is attractive to a woman in the ways that matter for a woman. He's got power. He's got money. He's got confidence. He's got decisiveness. All of these things that make a woman feel like I've got a protector and a good man, and I can trust for him to take care of me and our offspring out in the world because he can compete. Attractiveness, in terms of absolute objective attractiveness, isn't actually what you're saying. You might be saying these men are chopped because you're judging them. This is why men don't do so well on dating apps, right? Because you can't really assess all these things from looking at a picture. You're looking at objective attractiveness, and that's not really going to tell you whether or not that's the kind of man you're going to want to be with. It's not the same for women because men don't change their attractiveness to a woman really, unless she's like totally BPD or something based on the way she's behaving. Men kind of have a more objective evaluation of a woman's attractiveness. Now,
do we want this to go on for like
Yeah,
an hour?
yeah. Listen to it.
Come on. I don't know. Does this end? I guess it's almost done.
you can be totally hot, and a man can recognize that. He's not going to stop thinking you're hot just because you're BPD, but he's not going to want to date you. Now, and if he's sane, he's really not going to want to date you for. Eventually he'll get to that point, right? But it's different with women. Men actually physically change how they look to us based on how attractive we find them as a whole. So here's another one. If you guys know Stephen Molyneux, I don't know how to say his name. He's pretty cool. I saw some of his stuff before he came back on Twitter. He's pretty cool, but he's been going to work on trying to get men and women to couple up and have babies. And I agree with him. This antinatalism shit, it's directed on the one group it works on. Think about the only demographic that is not having babies. We all know it's not the Indians. So Stephen's trying to reach out to these people. And he said, ladies, you can't all demand top tier men. Mathematically, it doesn't work. This is correct. And here's the thing, ladies, you, for the majority, are not top tier women. Mathematically, it's impossible. You understand what averages mean? You can't all be above average. You'll end up in a disposable harem and then end up very much alone. Everyone settles. Please learn how, because the price of solitude is unbearably high. And I am very much in agreement with Stephen on a lot of things here. It is correct. You will end up in a disposable harem. I know you're sleeping with these hot dudes and you think this is what I should be entitled to, but that's not what's happening. That hot dude sleeping with a lot of women. And if you are not that attractive, I can guarantee you are on the bottom of his totem pole. You are the one he calls when the other attractive women are not available. So you're like the fourth string on the bench, if you're lucky. Now, a lot of you want that because you have this ego and you think you're inventing this fantasy that this is the kind of man that you can actually get. And it's a fantasy. And the reason you know it's a fantasy is he's not committing to you. He's not asking you to marry him. He doesn't want to have your kids because he wants his kids to be a certain level of attractiveness and he knows how genetics work. Now, a lot of you women do a lot of deception with filters and makeup and all this stuff. And then you end up believing your own bullshit. And he is correct. The price of solitude is unbearably high. We are social creatures. A lot of women don't feel this because you live in the cities and you got your girlfriends and you guys are hanging out and in your 20s and you're fun. Let me tell you something. When your hot girlfriends and your other smarter girlfriends start getting married and having kids, they're going to fall away and you are going to be alone. Everybody does this. I'm telling you, just watch. Families end up becoming way more important than friends, and that is the way it should be. Now, of course, a wonderfully chopped woman, I mean, this is actually her. right here. What men don't seem to understand is that solitude is preferable to settling for the vast majority of them. Please explain to me how that works. How does it work that the vast majority of men are not good enough for you? Do you realize how far down the totem pole you are? I don't understand what's going on with the level of delusion and entitlement. Maybe it's because your dad didn't beat you. You know, I really should call my dad and thank him because he kept my ego in check. Solitude is neutral. No, actually, it's not. It's a huge negative that negatively impacts your life. Settling for 90% of men would be net negative for a woman. So let me get this straight. 90% of men, there's only 10% of men that are available. How are 100% of women going to partner up with a man who is not a net negative, according to you, if only 10% of them are valuable? Once again, Diane, let me just say, not up there on the looks category. And that is the number one thing that men value. And I know you probably think you're bringing other things to the table. They don't care. If they're not physically attracted to you, they do not care about what else you're bringing to the table. Get it through your head, despite what the movies tell you, where it's about who you are as a person. First of all, if you're saying shit like this, your personality probably sucks. You're probably not as cool as you think you are, and you're probably really annoying, and you probably talk down to people. It's time to eat a little bit of humble pie and recognize that probably 80% of men are out of your league. Sorry, sweetie. Sorry to give you the diagnosis, and not high on the attractiveness scale. The other thing is when you say something like settling, that indicates a hierarchy, that you are somehow up here and you're settling down here. What we're having is a major consequence of the feminist movement that has told women that somehow they are so precious and special and magnificent and deserve the world for simply existing. This is like a brand new phenomenon, and it's destroying women, honestly, because it makes them think that partners who would actually be good for them and be happy and they would actually be in a loving relationship with are not good for them because they don't meet these kind of crazy standards that they have no right to expect. By the way, I would say this.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think I got her point. So, what is the equivalent to women feeling entitled to more attractive men? For like the opposite.
Well, poor men that are insecure
What?
and
No. Poor people wanting to have a family.
well, okay.
No?
Let's be more specific.
Okay.
People wanting to live off of the government, and I know someone. People that wanting to live
Jesus.
off the government as a way to provide for their family, which probably dries up all kinds of bodily fluids for
Is who allowed to talk?
I was going to say refugees who cross into a country illegally and think that they can just get shit for free.
Oh yeah, but they're like the Vikings, so they're taking what's not theirs.
Oh, okay. I think what I wanted to say was what I think is comparable is women who want guys who are not attracted to them to marry, but they want them to marry them. It's the same as like, but they think that they should marry them because they'll sleep with them. It's the same as like women who think, or guys who think because they spend money on a woman that she wants to marry them.
Yeah.
Because
maybe
men will take sex from ugly women, and women will take money from guys they don't want to marry and find attractive.
But there's a little piece missing.
Go on.
These women are thinking that they can actually get into a relationship. I don't know.
They don't understand. They don't understand that. They don't understand that women are actually the gatekeepers of sex, but they're not the gatekeepers when it comes to relationships and marriage.
Yeah.
That's what they don't understand. That's what I mean. What she was saying there earlier on, like, oh, you think that just because you fuck these guys that you can get a guy to be in a relationship with you. So no, a guy will fuck anything, but just because he's going to fuck you doesn't mean he's going to kind of wifey you up or make you his girlfriend. And that's the problem. Like all those girls on the whatever podcast, like that think that they're hot just because they've fucked loads of guys. It's like you're never going to get into a relationship with any of those guys, though. That's the thing.
But you know what, Damon? I realize that women want women like that because it just lowers the amount of good women and makes the odds in their favor. So they're never going to say you're a skank to a skank. So women will always
Slut shaming was always happening from other women to other women.
Yeah, but I think like at this new generation, instead of they went the opposite. They went, let's slut encourage. Let's make all the women sluts. And then just the few women who are smart enough to not be sluts will get whatever they want.
But then they're spreading all the disease around and they're getting these men with these astronomical.
Yes, unintended consequences. The law of unintended consequences. It comes to bite them in the ass. Always. Just like guys who are like, oh, I want to have 5 wives. Ask the guys in Muslim countries how happy they are with their 5 wives. They're always stressed and say like they want no wives.
Well, you do what Andrew Tate does. He keeps them separate in different houses.
No, he doesn't. And he's not. He doesn't even.
The only solution they've managed to come up with is to basically put on a bomb vest and turn himself into flying mincemeat.
Oh my gosh. Stop. Anyways.
But that would be in which country?
Anyways, so I don't know. Not to go back to relationship stuff, but she's very funny and you guys should check her out and follow her on X. And she's very controversial.
Got an OnlyFans?
No, she doesn't. No. But yeah, so I mean, that's all for today, guys, because we are tired and old.
Gotta wake up early.
And elderly people need to go to sleep. Yes. Okay, Damon, anything you want to say before we go?
That's short.
He's going to give a soliloquy.
Nah.
Alrighty, guys. We will see you next time and have a great rest of your weekend. And like, subscribe, share. Make sure you put my show on the background on mute throughout the day, because I have gone from being 13 hours away from being monetized to back to 200 hours away from being monetized.
What the fuck?
I know, because it's always so close, because every day it moves a day. So if you don't get all the hours, it moves another day. It's the never end. That's how they keep you trying for years. That's how they keep you. You just need like one big burst on a day.
Who's Emmy at the Japanese Emmy channel?
What is that?
Huh?
What?
Cheer Up Emmy at the Japanese Emmy channel. Is that like an
Send me a link. I don't know who that is, but show me. I can't today, but show me for later. Okay. Night, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye.
The carbon they want to reduce is you and everyone you love. Stop acting like you have